I don't know.
So in came a blowing from across the sea. It lingered there, it touched your hand and it walked with me. All summer long, we sang a song and then we strolled that road to say to the sweetheart sad the summer wind. I got to have some more. I got to have some more with. Don't you know? PlayStation.
What's up, everybody? We all here? How's it going? Method Man, can you say anything? Are you here?
We have to unmute ourselves by ourselves, I think.
Yeah, everybody needs to unmute.
Unmuted.
Hey, Sauce.
What's up, everyone?
Hey, what's up, Shane Costin?
What's up, everybody?
Okay, there we go.
Thanks for joining us. Ryan will be with us in just a second.
What up, what up?
How's it going, everyone?
Welcome to Walking Off, episode 6. We're still learning what we're doing.
Cumberbatch sees some ugly mugs on his screen.
Then you're in the right place.
Thanks, everybody, for coming. Did we get a tweet out about this?
I got tweeted out too.
I tweeted.
There goes mine. In case anybody feels like retweeting to let the masses know what we're up to, I just tweeted out a link for mobile and on computer or tablet. So tonight we're trying out something a little new to us, which is running the Twitch stream through our walkingoff.org site in addition to our regular Hangout feed. So hopefully that'll work. It should be a blue screen on Twitch right now. If you're joining us on Twitch, you should log in on walkingoff.org also, although I guess you probably wouldn't be able to hear me if you're on Twitch, huh? But if anybody feels like retweeting, let people know where to go. There's been a lot of confusion in the past because we've had different links. So hopefully now that should be cleared up. Who's here? We got MLB The Show _tips, a.k.a. Sauce. As usual, this is the crew. Method Man TV, Cardinal Bird 5, a.k.a.
What up? What's up, everybody?
And Ryan will be with us in a second, but our guest tonight is Carl Dude. What's up, Carl?
How's it going, guys? Thanks for having me on the podcast, Outside Slider.
Welcome, welcome. Happy to be to have you join us. Twitch.tv/Carl Dude. And we're going to try a few new things today, including having Ryan start us out with a little weekend update style. Hey, Ryan, see if you can unmute yourself now. See if that works. Is he there? Oh, shit.
He's probably trying to figure out how to unmute himself. It took me a second, too.
There he is. What's up, Ryan?
What's up? How's it going, guys? Alright, I'm just going to try and do this really fast. Don't peek. Am I going?
Yeah, you're going, man. Screen share whenever.
Alright. So we're going to call it Joking Off. In case you couldn't tell. So the Royals got into another benches clearing fight this week as they continue their underdog, never back down mantra that's worked for them both this year and last year. Well, I guess it was only a fight in baseball terms, as they pretty much just got in each other's faces and brushed against each other lightly. The real losers in this situation are the fans, though, because no one would ever pay good money for a fight in which that happens, right?
The audience is slow.
The Mets were poised to get Carlos Gomez at this year's trade deadline, but it was reported as a done deal. However, something changed in the middle of the night. On the matter, Sandy Alderson had this to say: "I woke up on the C train at 4 in the morning in just my boxers. I thought Gomez was a done deal."
Oh shit.
A little early.
Sorry.
That's the last time I have drinks at the Cosby Mansion.
Oh.
Oh yeah. The Detroit Tigers have all but thrown up the white flag for this year, as they were huge sellers at the All-Star break. Generally one of the biggest disappointments of the year, and still the best thing in Detroit. Asked about the matter, Justin Verlander replied, "Wait, what was the question?"
Oh!
The Yankees had popped some bottles after a game last week in which they scored 21 runs against the Rangers. Janitors had to clean it up afterwards. They picked up the trash, but they couldn't get it all, though, because Stephen Drew couldn't fit in any of the bags.
Oh!
Speaking of the Yankees, Mark Teixeira is having an amazing renaissance year in New York this year with 29 home runs already to go along with 74 RBIs and a 373 OBP, and still not the most popular switch hitter this year.
Oh, that's good.
Paul Goldschmidt is one of only 2 Diamondbacks ranked in the top 100 of baseball sabermetric WAR. Speaking to the media, he said he doesn't think he can win it all by himself. LeBron James chimed in, "I hear you. I sure couldn't win a championship by myself." And Roger Federer called them both pussies because he's done it
Damn it.
17 times.
Oh man, you messed that one up.
The Colorado
CJ,
Rockies
click
are...
on Ryan's box there. CJ, click on Ryan's box so it's.
It is clicked.
Okay.
The Colorado Rockies are
working?
firmly in last place of the NL West, 15 games behind the Dodgers with no real chance at the playoffs and no real hope for the future, and as of November 6, 2012, nobody cares.
Oh!
And that's all I got.
All right.
That's a great start, Ryan.
That's great, Ryan. Sorry, the effects are fucking off, man. That was great, dude. Like, we need to add that as a regular segment.
Yeah, definitely.
Could totally
case I-
see you doing the weekend update on Saturday Night Live.
That's the best intro we've had so far. In case anybody didn't know, Ryan is a aspiring comedy writer, and he's pretty good at that shit.
I love some stand-up.
When's your next show?
Next Wednesday.
Oh, snap.
Pretty excited. I get like $10 for every person I bring, and I'm bringing like 15. So.
Nice, man.
You want to plug your show? Are you going to New York again?
I'm going to New York in September. This next week's just in D.C. It would be cool if some people would come to my show in New York, though. We could hang out and rip shots afterwards. Shots of basketball, of course.
It's next Wednesday?
Yeah, next Wednesday is my D.C. one.
When's the New York one?
Labor Day, or the day before, Saturday of Labor Day weekend. I think it's like the
Ah, man.
7th or 8th.
I was going to say I would totally try to, but I work weekends. We'll see.
Damn you.
Because my
Matt
best
was
friends
gonna-
live in New York City, and I would love to.
Matt was
Okay.
going to get his
I
stream
could-
to raid your comedy show, I think.
I could get you on the way. Just let me know.
That would work.
Awesome. You guys ready for some swag trivia?
Let's do it, man.
Let's go.
I love
Swag trivia. So, a new addition to the show. Instead of just picking your swag from the Google effects, you have to earn that shit. So here we go, guys. This week's question. Which of the following has been traded more times than any other active player? Because today is our trade episode. And so I'll give you 4 choices. Oh, whoa, shit. Anybody see that? Have anybody?
That's who I was gonna pick anyway.
Mhm. No, you didn't see that. Just pretend like you didn't see it.
I didn't see it.
See what?
What? I don't know.
I actually didn't see it.
All right, we'll start with you.
Yes.
We'll start with you then, Method
I don't
Man.
know what's
Let's
going
get
on, but it's okay.
What do you think, Method Man?
Let me click on it here so I can actually see everybody.
There, your choices. Oh, by the way, in the chat, go ahead and throw them in the chat. 5 cardinal eggs for anybody. First person who gets it right.
I really don't have any idea, man.
Just guess, man.
You can guess.
I'm gonna go with Escobar.
Good guess. Good guess. And Derek, guess something else. man.
I'm gonna go with a former Cardinal, Edwin Jackson.
Edwin Jackson. Sauce.
I'm gonna go with Emilio Bonifacio.
Emilio Bonifacio. He's played for a fair number of clubs. VT guest. Ryan.
I would have picked Escobar.
Escobar. You would have picked Escobar. And our guest.
I would have picked Bonifacio, so I'm just gonna go with that. But I saw it, so oh well. We'll just go along with it.
No, Carl, you got to have your cornrow tonight, dude. So tell
never
us who
mind.
it is.
Change of heart. We're gonna go with Edwin Jackson. Oh,
Edwin Jackson. Ka-ching.
that was close.
Bonifacio was close though.
Yeah.
Edwin Jackson has played for actually 8 teams and has been traded to 6 of them. In case anybody's curious.
LaTroy Hawkins, hasn't he been around too?
He has, but he's been dropped and picked up a lot.
He's like 40, right?
Edwin Jackson?
Edwin
No,
Jackson.
LaTroy.
No, LaTroy.
Oh, yeah. Edwin Jackson is, I don't know, 37?
31? 30? 31? I don't think
I
he's
don't
that
know.
old.
He's not even on a team right now, is he? Or is he on
He-
AAA?
He was released by the Cubs last week, actually.
Oh,
So he's probably going to get picked up, though, by somebody.
Yeah, I'm sure somebody could use him at the number 5.
Yep.
try to resurrect him. He was good for a couple years.
I think I saw on Fangraphs he had traveled like 18,000 miles between his teams or something.
Wow.
Wow.
That's kind of crazy.
He's got that World Series ring, though, so you don't need nothing else.
It's kind of an interesting thing to think about. Like, you would rather be in that position still than being a lifer in the minors, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
So
He,
what do the winners do with that question? Like, you
Oh,
pick
yeah.
a random thing?
The winners can pick whatever swag they want for the remainder of the podcast. And who got the cardinal eggs? Sorry, Derek, I just
Everyone.
fucking gave away your cardinal eggs.
Everyone?
Oh, no, the first one. Was it Tyler?
And if it's Tyler, it don't count.
Yeah,
He
if it's
He
Tyler.
already got mod.
Yeah. Tyler can get unmodded. for
Maybe
you.
I can unmod him and give him 5 cardinal eggs. We'll do that. That'd be cool.
Yep, Tyler did get it first.
What's going on, Chesty?
What's up, Chesty?
He doesn't know what's going on. He's confused.
He's like, what is going on? I'm really confused. All right.
So some big trades.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at what happened. Let's take a look at a couple of the big ones. There we go. Cespedes, Price, Hamels, Cueto, Tulo, Reyes, Gomez, Casimir. I know it's been a few days since a lot of these trades have been finalized, and I asked on Twitter who the big winners were, and I think the consensus was Toronto and Houston. But what do you guys?
Definitely was.
What do you guys think of how does that change the postseason race? I guess.
It shows that Toronto's really, they're serious about it. They were only like 1 or 2 games above 500 when they made all those trades. I mean, it seems like everyone's got a shot. Like the wild card, there's like, was there 10 teams within 8 games or something like that?
Yeah,
It's
the new format's got it real tight, so it's a lot of teams in contention.
And so I mean, it was crazy. The Tigers are trading away all these people, and they're like 1 game below
I know.
the Blue Jays.
I know. I thought the
So-
Tigers could still compete.
I don't know. The Blue Jays gave up a lot for Rental and David Price, but if they win it all, I guess it's worth it. But didn't they give up their #1 prospect, Daniel Norris, the caveman, or he lives in a van?
Yeah, that's the guy.
That's crazy.
Sam Moscow. If anybody knows Trailer Park
Lives in a
Boys.
van down by a river.
I love Trailer Park Boys.
Yeah.
Greasy
Think he does-
caveman.
I'm sure
he doesn't
Toronto.
live in the dump yard like Ray.
I'm
I'm
sure.
going to go a different direction. I think it's the Astros actually that came out the winners by getting another pitcher and solidifying their outfield a bit more with Springer down right now. They're in the first place where the Blue Jays they're fighting to get in the wild card or even win the division, but they're 5.5 back of the Yankees. So I think Houston did the better job of really holding their position. They're ahead of the Angels or the wild card.
I would have said the Astros. I thought
I would.
Esme and Gomez. That's
I
pretty
agree,
solid,
especially covering that big center field in Houston. I mean, that's perfect. Gomez is an absolute beast on defense, and that's exactly what they need. Now they got a #2, so they're going to be looking pretty decent if they make the playoffs.
Yep.
Yeah, the Blue Jays are playing the Twins right now, and I was watching it the other day, and this whole series is sold out. So there's if you ever watched Blue Jays games before, there's probably maybe, if they were lucky, 10,000 people there, but no, the whole Rogers Center is sold out, and it seems like a different vibe. So I think making these trades is going to help them maybe get a little bit more confidence and motivation to. I mean, obviously they want to win in the first place, but if you have a sellout crowd and people are actually, you have a chance to win, it might boost your motivation to actually try harder. I don't know.
Yeah, and I
don't know if that's the
I
thing,
think for
but-
the players too, it kind of gives them a big lift and might motivate them a little bit. And I
shows
think
that they're
that's
serious.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of an underrated aspect when they get these new players. Like for the Mets, they needed, besides Duda, they needed another guy in the middle of that lineup to solidify the corner outfield.
Yeah.
Kadire went down.
You mean like
somebody getting somebody like Cespedes probably lifts their spirits a little bit and thinks, hey,
Yeah,
we
and then for on the opposite end of the spectrum, like the Tigers, they're within a couple games, they're the wild card, and they trade away their best pitcher. What does that show to the team? That's just going to make you feel like they're giving up on you, and it's not going to make you want to even try anymore.
Yeah, man.
So,
And I'm really surprised by Detroit because when they were playing the Cardinals, I was like, damn, these guys hit everything. But of course, losing Miguel Cabrera, it's gonna hurt the team. So
Definitely.
Yeah, I have to agree with Carl, dude. I've said it a couple times in my stream as well, and it's just amazing what that atmosphere. I've been keeping track of some of the Blue Jays games since those trades, and I mean it's pretty electrifying even watching on TV, and that's definitely something that the team picks up on, and it's helping motivate them, and I think it's gonna I hope that it gets them to the playoffs. I think for the moves that they made, it was ballsy, and it'd be cool to see them get to the playoffs.
Yeah, and for the Tulowitzki trade, at first I was thinking about it and it didn't make sense because they still needed pitching at the moment. They went and got their pitcher, but I don't know if David Price is going to be enough to. Who's their 2 and 3? Is it Mark Burley and
Dickey?
I don't even know. Dickey.
Yeah.
I mean, they're mediocre pitchers, but their offense is going to have to carry them. They have an all-star lineup. They got Tulowitzki leading off, Donaldson, Bautista, and Encarnacion. It's just absolutely stacked. But I would rather rely on pitching than offense when it comes down to the playoffs. You look at the last few teams that have been winning in the playoffs in the World Series, the Giants, the Cardinals. They have amazing pitching. The Giants lineup, there's only a couple big names in there, but they still win because their pitching is great. And I thought they should have been more aggressive on the pitching. But
we've seen what a guy like Madison Bumgarner can do in the playoffs. He was the only guy in that rotation that did anything last year in the playoffs. So I think getting an ace like that, even if they get in a one-game series, that's going to be huge. So I think they just need a little bit of pitching. I don't really think they have to have good pitching to win it all.
I mean, they have to make the playoffs first, though, is what my key
true.
thing there is, though, because they have their ace going every 5th day. So, I mean, you have your advantage that 1 out of 5 games, but I don't know. I think they'll pull it through.
Were you guys surprised the Yankees were so quiet?
Yes. And the Padres.
Oh, my God. Padres.
What are you talking about? They traded for a beast second baseman, Dustin Ackley, who's hurt right now.
Who's now on the DL? Yeah.
He had 3 at bats.
He was a first-round pick, too. He was
3 at bats.
this next best thing.
What do you guys think about the Padres? They're kind of a bust.
If you're a Padres fan, I feel sorry for you. That team had so much hope to start the season, and they don't know what they are. I think their owner is just like, well, we got all these players, and I don't want to just sell them off because it shows that I messed up during the off season. And these were terrible
Yeah.
signings.
It reminds me of like what the Marlins have been doing, but the Marlins
Yeah.
just get rid of everybody. So I think it might be good for the Padres to just. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about, Sauce. But
Yeah,
I mean, the Marlins
unfortunately, I do.
they'll go out and get all these players, and they'll be like, "This is the season," and then halfway through, they're not doing too well. Oh, let's trade everybody away. Let's start over. They've done it twice in the past couple of years, like 3 years or something now. And the Padres, I mean, they could have done that, but I think there's something about team chemistry. Like if you have the same players for a couple years in a row, you'll know how people play, and you can play better together.
Yeah.
And it just gives your manager more time to get acclimated.
Yeah, true. I really like the Derek Norris. I like how they obtained him, but like, what the hell? You need a center fielder. You can't just put Myers out there, you know. So I don't know what they're doing. Sorry if you're a San Diego fan.
A kind of interesting team in that whole mix is Texas for me. Wonder what they're thinking they're going to do.
Yeah, that is very interesting too. Because I was saying, like, you don't see many teams that are trading for like the next, maybe 2 years, 2 to 3 years, not trading to win right now. So I thought that was really intriguing as well.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of put your future in jeopardy trading, like what the Blue Jays did. But if you can win now, I think it's all worth it. But then you have like things that happened to Oakland last year. You see, they traded all the way their top prospects. They were #1 in the division. They had like the best record in the league. They picked up Samardzija, Lester. They traded Addison Russell away, like all their top prospects, and then they go and lose in the wild card to the Royals, and it's all for nothing. And then they just give up and restart. Like if that's the downfall of trading away all your prospects for all these people. But I don't know, if you think you can win now, I think you should probably go for it, because that's what the whole point of baseball is. You want to win the World Series.
So you like what Toronto did and Houston.
I mean, I like it for the state of baseball. I like it because it shows that people are just not looking ahead in the future. Like, they're being aggressive. They want to keep it competitive. But if I was a Toronto Blue Jays fan, I'd be trading away my #1 prospect for a guy for 2 months. It just made me really nervous that they weren't going to win, because Daniel Norris is now in control of the Tigers for 3-4 years now, and he could be the next David Price, isn't he a lefty? He could be a really good pitcher.
Well, I
You never
think
know.
baseball, you just never know. These first-round picks, it's not like football or basketball.
Exactly, yeah.
Basketball. You just never know how they're going to pan out, because I remember before the season started, everybody was talking about the Mets losing their first-round pick by signing Kadire. And is it worth it or not? I mean, first in baseball, you honestly cannot tell what's going to go on with these guys, especially these the first round picks. I mean, especially so it's hard to tell if they're going to actually do anything or not.
Yeah, like Byron Buxton on the Twins. I know a lot about him. He's been the #1 prospect for the past 3 years, and he just can't stay healthy and get it together. So he's supposed to be, according to Torrey Hunter, who mentored Mike Trout, apparently he looks like the next Mike Trout, which is definitely, there's nobody ever going to be like Mike Trout. But hearing all these comments about him and his potential, it gets people excited, because the Twins have been terrible the past 4 years, and they're finally winning some games. And so I've been waiting for him this whole time, but he just never seems to get it together. And I don't know if he ever will, but I don't know. I'd be pretty upset if they traded someone like that away, like just to never see what his potential could be, and then he'd go out and be great for another team. Like, I don't know. It's like risk reward. Like, you just gotta. It's really tricky. You gotta choose.
Yep.
One interesting side note to this whole thing was that Hamels was traded for 3 prospects, and I thought that was an interesting shift in the game over the past few years. In order to get somebody like Hamels, you used to have to trade a superstar, and it just kind of shows the value that the younger players have in the game now. 3 left-handed prospects, I think Hamels was traded for, and I feel like 10 years ago, maybe even 5 years ago, that would have been unheard of to take that kind of gamble on 3 young guys for a guy like Hamels.
It's all because of the movie Moneyball.
Well, you look at the best players in the game right now. Who are the best players? There is a million good, not a million, but you know what I'm saying. There's a lot of good players under 25. Our best players in the game: Bryce Harper, Mike Trout,
Chris
Bryant. Chris Bryant. Like, you can go on for days, and they're all young, and this is what people want. They want somebody to build their franchise around. But I mean, I know what you're talking about. Like maybe like 5, 10 years ago, there'd be people like the Yankees that go out and get all these veterans, sign them, they'd win a bunch of games, and that's what everybody modeled their teams around. They want all these veterans, so they'd trade away all their young guys, and now it seems to be shifted in a different direction.
In all sports too, not just baseball. I think the younger guys are becoming more and more competitive at a higher level at a younger age.
I
in all
wonder
sports.
if this has anything to do with performance-enhancing drugs, because all these veterans are using these PEDs, and I imagine these younger guys aren't introduced to this yet, and these veterans have a little bit of advantage there. I don't know if that's maybe something linked to it. It could be possible, but
possibly.
Never
I think
know.
it's just medicine and evolution combination. They're just peaking earlier, coming into their own earlier, especially in like basketball.
Yeah, we were talking about that once before, and I agree with that evolution comment.
I mean, we're gonna see another LeBron James. We're probably gonna see somebody even bigger than him do what he's doing. So
will we see another Bo Jackson then, or Dion?
I think we're seeing another Bo
Sidetrack.
Jackson. I think we're seeing another Bo Jackson right now, and Mike Trout.
I think. Do you mean like play two sports?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
I
know
doubt
if-
anyone will play.
Yeah, I don't know about that because of the risk. And the
See where
teams
these
probably-
conversations take us. We started out talking about trades. It's awesome though.
It sounds like everyone agrees the Astros are the winners. Good.
Yeah.
Astros are intriguing. I hope they make it.
Yeah, I think that's great for baseball. Like, it shows that it's way more competitive now because, like we said, like when they had the veterans like 5 years ago, there'd be the same teams over and over again in the playoffs, back to back.
Yeah.
Like every year, it'd be the same teams. And then you look like last year, the Kansas City Royals, this no-name team that nobody knows anybody on it. Now they make it to the World Series, and now they're like one of the most popular teams in baseball. Like, it's
Yeah,
just keeping
just
everybody
Hitting
competitive.
everybody, and their pitchers are throwing at everybody. Yeah.
Yeah, it's good for the. Don't get me started on that. I hate the Royals just because I'm a Twins fan, but yeah, they got a couple immature pitchers, Volquez and Ventura.
So real quick, does anybody think that the Astros or the Blue Jays are going to make it to the ALCS? Just say yes.
I think the Astros. I think they're my World Series pick for the AL.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Damn.
I like them.
It
Okay.
depends on like McHugh and McCullers.
They're gonna need somebody to step up for this.
Because they're gonna need a third.
Yeah, I think the Astros they do have a lot of young guys though, so I don't know how that's going to play off in the playoffs because usually young guys don't perform as well. But sometimes, I don't know, they don't have experience. I don't know what it is. Maybe they're nervous, but the Royals, since they've been there, they know what they're doing. They've been together a long time. The people on the Royals have, like Eric Hosmer, Moustakas, Escobar, like they've all been there for a couple years now, like 4 or 5 years. Now they finally put it together last year. I think they could make even a bigger run this year.
I think if the criticism is the Astros needed McCullers and McHugh to step up, remember Edison Volquez was the ace of the Royals until they made the Cueto trade.
Exactly.
Edison Volquez.
And I'm surprised nobody mentioned that in the top trades and all that. Like,
But the Royals' game plan is more bullpen though. They'll watch their games. The fifth inning, no matter what, they usually pull their pitcher and they go straight to the bullpen, and that's what's strong in the playoffs because the bullpen will lead you.
Yeah.
Good
Wade
discussion.
Davis the other day, he just let up his first home run since 2013, and he's got that was like the second or third run of the season he's let up. Like they have some ridiculous people in the bullpen.
Definitely.
Actually, McCullers and someone in Twitch just said it too. McCullers was sent down to AAA, I think, to limit his innings.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, really?
So
I heard
they're
that
already
yesterday.
preparing. Yep, they're preparing.
Yeah.
Smart move.
Yep.
I said
Yeah,
they have
they're not pulling a Strasburg where they shut him down completely and they don't use him in the playoffs or at the last stretch. Remember that year?
Yeah, I
years
I thought the Nats could have won it all if they had Strasburg that year because they probably would have beat us in the first
Yeah,
round.
that's what everyone was like. It doesn't matter. We have other good pitchers, and I'm like, I think you're underestimating
God.
having someone who's going to win. Like it's a win. I mean, now it's Strasburg's a
this
little
year.
bit different, but yeah.
Yeah.
But back when he was throwing like 103 with like that curveball,
you try to win now. You don't know. You never know what can happen.
Exactly.
Exactly. Yeah, but the Nats could make a run this year if they pull it all
The thing
together.
is, yeah, I mean anybody can still make a run. It's really hard to predict. I mean, because like the Cardinals in 2011 again had really no starting pitching outside of Chris
Or
Harper.
are you a Cardinals fan, Cardinal Bird?
No, no,
I didn't know.
I'm not.
I
No,
just
but
think-
really, no, but for real, like it was mainly just their bullpen. They didn't get any. Like we had Edwin Jackson as our number 3, so.
What the hell is Sauce's picture right now?
All right,
So-
let's get to this real quick.
Yeah, this is the elephant in the room, right? The elephant in the room. The community challenges are down. The community challenges are down.
All right, Sauce couldn't wait any longer because I'm sure he's gotten about 1 million today about this shit. So yes, in case you haven't logged in to PSN or you've been living under a rock, the community challenges are gone, and there's not too much to say about that. Other
You guys
than
gonna actually play the damn game now.
yeah, you have to earn your stubs
Sorry.
the way we all did before the triple play challenge came out. Remember how that was? Playing games.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Playing the
It's
market.
terrible that you see no challenges found on your screen, but this is what you find, and people don't know what to do. I saw yesterday someone's mother was doing the double play challenge for someone because they had to get stubs while they were going to class.
Someone's mother. Oh,
That's a good mother, man. I wish my mother would have done that. My mother would have been like, "Go outside, you little bitch."
mine too. Wow.
Holding
Sauce?
Adrian Peterson on you.
Sauce, we kind of discussed this before you joined the pre-hangout. What are your thoughts on the community challenges being taken down?
I think the problem has been at the beginning of the year they had to take down all the rewards because people were using it as a loophole, right? To get stubs, that remember you used to have to pay $500 to try it. You got 1,000 back if you beat it, and it was a loophole, huge loophole. And now people have figured out how to get the most rewards, the most XP, the most cards, whatever it is, with the triple play, the double play, whatever it may be. And it's too bad because I think for a while the developers said, hey, this is going to be a way that you can try to create some cool mini modes and cool challenges of the game, like robbing home runs, or you're down by 3 and you got bases loaded, you got to hit a grand slam, those kinds of challenges. And what it's become is something else. And they've had to shut it down for the second time this year. So I think this is going to be a mode they're really going to have to take a hard look at for 16.
I think it's gonna be gone. I think it's gonna be gone.
Yeah, I think so too, which is sad. And I liked what you said, Derek, about just doing them for fun with no rewards. I think you were talking about the challenge of the week, but the community challenges could be that too, because setting up the scenarios and playing some of those scenarios is fun.
Yeah.
I don't care if I get a reward. Sometimes I do it just as like a warm up. So it would suck to see him go, but I think Sauce is right.
Yeah, I've said from the very beginning, man, like, I don't really care if I admit when I first started playing, I put some money in the game to buy some players and buy some stubs and whatnot. And then you see them releasing these challenges where it makes it a lot easier to get those players and stuff like that. And it's just kind of crazy. Like, it almost makes me wonder why the hell I would have ever put money into it to begin with. Like, what's the point of them doing that stuff and screwing over the people that did and were willing to pay for stuff so that everybody else could get the same players much easier and whatnot? And, like, not to hate on other people that can't afford to do it or anything like that, but I just think it's kind of lame that they don't think about the people that did do it and get screwed over for it, basically.
Yeah, I think that's probably came down to they were losing a lot of money on people doing that instead of buying stubs or
For sure.
other things. And I think that's why ultimately it's gone now. I'm surprised they didn't patch it or take them out sooner, honestly, but it was definitely bound to happen.
And if I'm not mistaken, it wasn't only the guys that doing the double play and the triple play challenge getting 1,000 or 2,000, but there was also something else going on.
What was it?
Probably. Yeah,
What's
there
the
was
something else?
something. I don't know. I don't know if Tips knows anything.
No, I'm asking if there was
Oh.
something else going
There
on.
could have been. I know last year it was just a total failure, and I'm surprised they even brought it back this year, to be honest, because it screwed up Diamond Dynasty last year. So I don't even know why they brought it back.
There
this
were
year.
some people in my stream that told me about this Stubs glitch, and they were doing it. I don't know if you guys heard of that one. Have you heard of it?
I've heard vaguely before, like when the game first came out, about like one or two people had mentioned that they knew a way to like manipulate the challenge and end up getting like millions of stubs. And
Yeah, there
that
was
was
like
they actually got their
if you ever
account
look on
banned for like
Twitter,
a
there's
week or
like
something.
there's like people with like 30 million stubs, and you're like, there's no way you got that many stubs. Like you're not flipping 24/7 for 4 months straight. You still want to have 30 million stubs. And someone told me about what they were doing, and apparently, I told Cardinal Bird and CJ before, they had apparently you have to go sign out and you go onto the game and you acquire offline stubs, so you're completely offline. And then you get like however many stubs you want. So you get 2,000 stubs. Then you go to the cards collections, and then you go click it and you go sign in. It'll apply 2,000 stubs to your account, and then after all those games you played, it'll give you the cards for all the games. So it'll give you like 7 or 8 cards or something like right after the games because you played a bunch. And then you can pull diamonds and golds from that, like just like any game reward. And then you sign out, and you close the game, you load it up, and then you do it all over again. And you can just keep applying those stubs to your account. So say you acquire 5,000, 10,000 stubs offline, you're getting 5 to 10,000 every time you do that. And they said they were doing that for like a month before they patched it.
Ridiculous, man.
So do you guys think that the game rewards should be higher next year? That's kind of a sort of side note to this whole thing, is if people were exploiting it.
I think there should be more incentive for like winning or completing goals within that specific mode. Like franchise mode, if you win a World Series or complete your GM goals or road to the show, you get MVP. Or if you sign a big contract, you get more stubs or better rewards.
Like have you seen those stamps you get, like, oh, in Dynasty hit like 50 home runs with this guy, and you get a stamp? Like, I think it'd be cool. You'd get like a player card. The only way you get that is you hit 50 home runs.
They need that. Yeah,
you get a Derek Jeter or something like that. Like,
they should definitely make those achievements worth something, because it's a cool idea. It's just literally worth nothing.
Yeah, and then
Except
I think they should expand.
Sauce.
Like, I know single player kind of sucks, but I think they should expand, like do like a gauntlet or something. Like you play every single team in a row, but you keep getting different stubs, and it gets more difficult as you go on, or something like that. I don't know. I think
they could definitely add something besides what they have now, and I think they could do more with the extra innings. That's actually a pretty cool idea. I think it's just kind of poorly implemented with the rewards, because if you win, you can get the same reward as if you lost. So what's the point of? There's no really incentive for winning.
Or if you look like Madden's online ranking system, like they have the same ratings, like you play people within the similar ratings, but you could have like different leagues where you start in the wild card round, and then you keep winning games, and you get to the divisional round, then you get to the ALCS, and then you get to the World Series, and then you get more rewards as it goes.
I think for this they could just have it to each time you kind of go up a division, you might get a certain special pack or whatever.
Yeah,
that'd be cool.
What I know from what the developers have said to me, and maybe some of you guys, is that they've looked really hard at what's growing, and it's obviously the Diamond Dynasty mode is absolutely booming. And yeah, we've talked about there's a way to sell stubs, and there's a money-making element there. But they see what FIFA is doing. They see what Madden is doing. They see where there is a lot of potential. And I really think we're going to see something huge in MLB 16, the show, because they see the potential there. And so I think a lot of these elements you're talking about, and if you guys in the forums, in the chat, want to post some ideas, they're always listening on theshownation.com. Whether or not they respond is another thing. But I think what we're going to see is a much deeper element, something like Carl Dude said, where you advance levels like Madden does with MUT. Remember in FIFA, I remember hearing about this when everyone was selling stubs like a week or two ago, and it was just crashing the market. People were saying like there's a really huge black market in FIFA because you got to make 13 or 15 million stubs or points or whatever it is, coins, and it just seems unattainable. Where in MLB The Show, it seems very easy to get a Mike Trout or someone or your legends if you can just buy 100,000 stubs. And so remember, even though you didn't earn a whole lot for winning a game, the idea was to make it hard to get Mike Trout or to get the best players, not to just make it easy. And some of those community challenges just rip that apart.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
Totally agree.
Yeah, like you're looking around right now, everybody has like pretty identical teams because they haven't added any new cards, any new content, and everyone exploited all these challenges and all the glitches and stuff, and now people are buying stubs. I see it all the time on Twitter, and people will buy like they'll have insane deals like 100,000 stubs for like $10, and that's just gonna make everyone have the best OP teams, and it's just not fun anymore like that.
Yeah, and things like the double play challenge kind of, I don't, in my opinion, ruin the marketplace because I mean, there's going to be more and more Trouts and Cabrera's on the market. It's going to lower the price. Everybody's going to eventually get them.
And to be honest, the packs have kind of ruined the market too. They'll drive down the price of all these players. What certain pack? Like I think new packs every weekend is cool, but I mean it's just basically the same thing over and over again. You're getting gold guaranteed players with a little chance of retirement players.
I think they should introduce like so many certain special cards every week and
Yeah,
release new cards.
exactly. Like a couple cards, like a pitcher, a position player, or something. Like my biggest idea. I mean, it's not my idea, but why? I don't understand. It'd be cheap. Wouldn't cost them any money. Why don't you have flashback cards of current players that are playing on a different team, like Albert Pujols on the Cardinals? I'm sure you'd like that, Cardinal Bird, but. I mean, like players like that, it's not going to cost them any more licensing fees, or there's going to I know Legends cost a lot of money to acquire, but I don't know. It'd be a cheap way to add new cards every week, and I like that they have the adjusted overalls because Madden, it's really annoying when you have like 4 Aaron Rodgers like a couple overalls apart. Like that's really annoying. But I mean, having the same cards the whole year is just getting old.
It's a terrible idea.
Yeah.
It's a terrible idea. And I'd rather see them have a couple of cards just barely different than not having anything at all.
Yeah, or like a team of the week, something could be fine, like maybe like 1 or 2 of somebody. And so like someone plays great for a week, you adjust their overall a little bit and be like, oh, it's based off this week or something. I don't know.
The only problem with that though is you know how long it takes them to upgrade things, and it'd be team of 3 weeks ago instead of the week.
See, that's
I mean, like every week in Madden, they'd release the best players of that week, and they would stay that same overall based off that week, kind of. I mean, I don't know. Like, you could have, like, a 70 overall player be great for a week, and you'd be like, oh, here's an 80-something overall for that week. And then every week you could release. I don't know. I don't know if that would kind of flood the market.
I don't really like that idea, but, I mean, it's better than what they have now, I think.
Yeah. It would keep a little bit more fresh. And then, like, they could have... One idea I had, like they're using Topps cards. Why not make like a bundle, like you're ripping a Topps box of cards, and with like a guaranteed card at the end, like Madden does. Like
that's what Madden does, yeah.
Yeah, so you could have something cool, like a cool animation. It would bring a pack of cards out and rip it open every time, and you get like 10 cards for a bundle of cards or something. I don't know.
I think what baffles me the most is that this mode is such a cash cow and has became so popular this year, and they're fucking the guy that does there's only one guy doing the rosters, and they're not responsive at all to anything. You can't get a hold of them or anything, and they're so slow with everything. It's like, okay, you're making all this extra money and you guys can't do
anything. I've said this multiple times, but I'm sure some people haven't heard it, but just imagine if they had like 2 guys that all they did was work on Diamond Dynasty, and they kept the mode updated, they added new things. It would bring in more revenue than they probably are paying them salary, because it'd keep people buying stubs every week. And now I don't think anyone's buying stubs anymore because everyone's got the best cards.
It makes no sense, man. It does not make any sense to me. So,
like, honestly, I'd write up a business plan and show them what kind of profits they're leaving on the table and what capital they could make.
There's no way they don't know about this. Like, there has to be some other type of barrier.
Well, I
think a big portion of it is just that they're new to the whole thing, and it's a growing step as just like anything.
Yes and no. Yeah, they are new to it, but Diamond Dynasty's, even though it's been changed, they've had the players in Diamond Dynasty and had all this the past 3 years, even though it's a little different. I don't know. I just don't.
I mean, if you look at last year's game compared to this year's game in Diamond Dynasty, it's like. It's night and day. Like last year's Diamond Dynasty, nobody played because there were so many crappy features. Like, oh, you can only literally every card you would have it for like 10. What was it, like 10 or 15 games?
It's a completely different mode. Yeah, you're supposed to use a combination of the franchise players and the real players.
Yeah, and they had your Dynasty players, which are fake players, and that was like the biggest part of Diamond Dynasty,
Yeah.
and nobody really likes that. They want to have their MLB players.
Yeah, I think
That's the whole
what
reason.
they're.
Oh, go ahead.
But
No, you're good.
I was just gonna say, I think you both are making good points. Look at where they've gone from last year to this year, and if they've only got one guy doing it this year, Derek, maybe next year it's 2 or 3. Remember the Madden ratings are the NBA 2K rating guide. They didn't exist. Those positions didn't exist. So maybe the show catches on and they see the profit potential, and boom, we got more content, we have more updates, more communication, and maybe we're a part of that too.
Hopefully, it's just my question is why haven't they adapted in the middle of the year? It's like what's keeping them back from doing that?
You make all these adjustments and then you stop. They leave their game to die. Like that makes no sense. They do all this stuff to update their game and they just let it go.
The whole All-Star update thing is just baffling to me. But
exactly.
Beside that point, I mean, they like when you have budgets for something with any business or anything, like you have your budget set up for a year at a time, basically, and like it's possible they might have exhausted most of it. I mean, nobody really knows for sure, and basically, I mean, at this point, you gotta freaking wonder what the hell's going on, though. I mean,
yeah, I watched one of their very first streams of the game, and people were asking all these questions like, "What are you gonna do with this mode and stuff?" And they said they probably weren't going to do much because their team's very small. They're really small compared to EA Sports, and that's an okay excuse, but it really doesn't make sense when you can probably make more money if you just add a few people to your team. But I don't know if they understand that.
Are you trying to tell me they can't have 1 or 2 more guys go over there and help fucking Luis with the rosters?
Yeah.
They can't do that. I mean, come on. That's just
like you said last week, we could do it for free, and we would.
Tips, man. Did you put in your application yet?
Yeah, my roster's on YouTube, or my resume's on YouTube. I think y'all are making good points. The only thing I'll say about the big update, the last email I had with the developers was that it is coming this week or next. That's what they've told me, which is the first time I've even heard any kind of date. So that's somewhat exciting, but I think the point is we missed the big window, the big excitement window. At the same time, everyone keeps saying we're going to jump off the boat once Madden gets here in a couple weeks. So if anything, then maybe they've held over a few more people by delaying it. They probably just shouldn't have said that in the E3 stream.
Yeah, I think what they're doing is waiting a little closer to Madden before they release it to maybe have.
Which would make sense. I mean, if you think about it, that would be a smart move from a marketing position if you've already missed the deadline.
That's what I think they're gonna do. Because once Madden goes up and people are in a mutt, Diamond Dynasty, you just say bye-bye. Because it's.
I mean, if it were up to us, though, wouldn't we do more than just that? Wouldn't it be that's when we release new legends or new content or something?
Yeah, but we're smarter than him, so.
I've been baffled all year why that hasn't happened, though, kind of.
It's been a little baffling.
Yeah. What's the new legend?
Yeah.
I just don't think they have any more for this year.
I think that might be a licensing issue because they said they have to be part of the Hall of Fame Players Association or something.
Oh, really? I did not know that.
I heard him say it.
There's a certain group they have that they have to pick from that they made a deal with, and so they're very limited on it, and so they probably can't get like Derek Jeter and Ken Griffey Jr.
For a team like the Twins, you just don't have very much to choose from. They're just not a very good team.
Oh. How many World Series does the Cardinals have? They probably have like what, 6, 7?
11.
We'll catch you. We have 2.
More than
There's a bright future.
One was against us too. You fucking
heard it first right here, Buxton and Sano. Yeah, we beat you guys, right?
And the fucking Metrodome cheating ass.
91. Or 80.
Turn the AC on when you're batting so it blows out.
That's what they did for real. They admitted it. They turned on the fans when the Twins were batting, so it'd blow out, and then they turned them off when the other people were batting.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Savages. I don't understand why they don't have the old stadiums in PS4. I know it probably takes a little bit to port it over, but is it really that hard?
Apparently they got to remodel the whole thing, and they do for all. Okay, so as much as we criticize these guys, the fucking stadiums are phenomenal. Like they're amazing on the game.
The artwork in general.
Yeah, they do a lot of work with that, so I can kind of buy that. But what really pissed me off is when they're doing these streams and somebody asks, "Are we ever going to see, the classic stadiums in the future?" And they're like, Nope.
Yeah.
It's like, oh wow, fuck you
Yeah,
guys.
they pissed me off in streams too. Like they had a
This fucking
they had a
Ramon Russell was saying it too. It's like,
they
nope.
they had a stream like it was like a month and a half after the game released, and they're like, "Hey,
Yeah.
we'll answer any questions you guys have." And so everyone's answering questions, and probably about every 20th question, they'll take a question. They're just being like, they're just ignoring the chat the whole time, and they would take stupid questions that had nothing to do with the game, and everybody's asking like, "Are you adding new content? Are you doing any new modes?" They would never answer any of those questions. And so I just like, wow, you guys, I literally said, wow, you guys are just ignoring everything, and this is supposed to be a stream for the fans, the community. And then they finally like, what are you talking about, Carl, dude? And I was like, well, everyone's asking, are you adding new cards or content? And they're like, yeah, we add new cards every week. I don't know what you guys are.
That was you that asked that? I remember that.
Yeah,
bad
and they were
when it
being
is.
very cocky and sarcastic about it. Like,
Yeah, it was Nick that said that. Livingston, he's like, yeah, we had cards every week.
it's like
I'm like,
really,
bullshit.
you know what I'm
Yeah.
talking about. You know what everyone's talking about.
A
And
fucking +8 to stamina is not a new card. All right.
That's terrible. I didn't see that.
CJ, what do we got next? This is good discussion.
Really good discussion. Let's go, and we're going back real quick to the trade deadline and relating it to the MLB The Show game. And this is from D-Backs for Life 13. My friend Sam, hardcore D-Backs fan, he actually constructed a Diamond Dynasty team out of all of the trade deadline players.
That's awesome.
And it's very, we love themed teams around here. In case any of the viewers didn't know, all of us, I think, love the idea of having or creating themed teams. And Sam got really creative and went out and bought the players he didn't have to do this. And I was surprised at how competitive this lineup is, actually.
Yeah. Let's not look at the catcher, but yeah, everything else is
Right.
pretty solid.
I think he said, like, really there have been hardly any catchers traded this season.
Yeah.
I think he was saying if he had to open it up beyond July, he would have had to take Wellington Castillo for catcher. So
Yep.
it was slim pickings in terms of catchers who've been moved. But I don't know if, Sam, you're in the chat right now, but if you are, can you throw out your overall, whatever that is with this team?
So many lefty pitchers.
Right.
They're
I
all
mean,
lefty? Wait, they
Except
oh,
Cueto.
4 of them. Okay. Damn.
He had a few other righty pitchers that he could have thrown in, but he just picked the team with the highest overall to show us. So
Shout out to Sam. Good job,
yeah,
Sam.
he did a really good job with this.
Yeah,
and
that's creative.
Derek,
And,
how do you think
sorry.
you'd do with that team, man? I mean, it's a pretty solid lineup. I mean, show it again.
Yeah, that's not bad. I think I'd do
Just
okay.
get rid of Brandon Moss. He's a scrub.
Brandon Moss, man, walk off. He already had a walk-off hit, man. And it's just walking off. It's fucking perfect.
Touche.
Brandon Moss should be batting cleanup, I think. And then, yeah, it looks
Just
good.
put everybody at Kevin. Make everyone Kevin Jepsen. We're good. Wow, you don't even have Kevin Jepsen. All right, I hate this team.
Here we go. Here's his pen and his bench.
Oh, wow, Ben Zobrist. Whew.
Yep.
I think the Ben Zobrist trade was
Zobrist
fucking-
overall
yeah.
went up, but his stats didn't change. It's kind of funny how that works. They
It's
change
because-
positions.
I think it's, yeah, because he moved to left. But they're going to
People like
gonna
freak
move him in a
out. Be
second.
like, Zobrist, it happened a while. He'd be like a gold. Then
Yeah.
he'd go down to a silver. And be a gold. And people would be like adjusting his price, and his stats stayed the same the whole time.
Oh, he's
And-
gold. I got to buy him.
Exactly.
I got to get him, man. Yeah, and he's
Once
the
you
same
get
color.
that gold border, their price goes up by like 1,000 or 2.
Yep.
every
It's
time.
funny, man. When the game was like 3 weeks in, Ben Zobrist, before anybody knew that they were going to upgrade cards or anything, I got on one day and his card was upgraded like before it should have been, and he was an 85, and I sold him for like 4K. And then I checked him again later on in the day, and he was back down to a silver, and he was like 500 stubs again. It's pretty funny.
Yes.
I've noticed they did that to Tyler Clippard too, going from a closing pitcher to a relief pitcher. He'd go from gold to silver like every other week, and people
Yeah.
would
I think they need to get
3-4.
rid of that. Come on, reliever and
like
closer.
why do you
Why
have
is
to
there
adjust their
different-
overall? Just go
Yeah,
off
why
the
is their
statistics.
attributes different? That's something that's always confusing.
Let's go to the SAR on this one.
Well, you know, it's confusing because they weight the positions differently. That's why. I mean, right field is the most weighted defensively, along with center field and the outfield. Left field, you could stick a first baseman out there. I don't know if it would change a whole lot. So just the way they're weighting, different players that way. I think this week it happened to Ben Revere, moved from center field to left field in the trade, and all of a sudden he's down several points. It happened to Chris Davis not too long ago, moved to right field from first base. It just goes on and on. So, but we've said before, if you move Jock Peterson from center field to left field, he becomes like an 87 gold. So don't put too much into the overall ratings. That's the bottom line.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just look at all the stats. Like J.D. Martinez, which you've been talking about in your videos a lot. He's got amazing hitting stats, and he's just like an 85 overall. But he just crushes the ball. And I wouldn't. Yeah, the overall. I play players that. I mean, everyone has their certain players they can hit with. I wouldn't worry too much about it. Like everyone comes in streams like, "What's your overall? What's your overall?" I'm like a 92, 93. And it's like, dude, it doesn't matter what my overall is. Like, I don't know. Everyone has their favorites, but
I mean, build your team how you want it. If you want speed and defense, use Ben Revere. If you want somebody with a strong arm, use somebody like Cespedes. I mean, people just get too tied up in the overalls. But I think the community is starting to understand how they work a little bit, though. So, thanks to tips.
Yeah, it's not that baffling.
Yeah, it's really not. It's not fucking rocket science.
I don't know, man. I'm baffled every time I see the updates.
They've been getting a little better though these past couple of weeks compared to the ones before that when everybody expected the big update. So, I mean, it's a little better, I guess, but compared to what everybody's expecting, it's still disappointing every time. Like, until they give a big update, everybody's gonna be disappointed.
Yeah, don't worry, guys. Next April, it's gonna be a huge update.
It'll only cost $60.
Yep.
This question, last one related to trades, and it's from our own Cardinal Bird 5. Will online rated be more fun after the trade deadline? Will any of you play it? Derek, I know you have been playing it a little bit. Has anybody else been messing around in online rated?
Well, Derek, what is this online rated you speak of?
Oh shit! Well, believe it or not, guys, there's this thing called Exhibition. You can just play other people online with regular teams. It's fucking crazy. It's baffling. So.
Baffling.
Yeah, no, but for real, it actually, I honestly prefer online rated because you can choose the difficulty in your settings. You can play on Hall of Fame, Legend. If you can't hit, you can move it down to Rookie and have some fun. But yeah, it's a good chance to use some of the new teams. Like I've been using Toronto, the Mets, the Astros, using their new pitchers, using Price a few times, use Kazmir. It's fun. I mean, have any of you guys messed around with it or?
I haven't.
Yeah, I haven't played online ranked in a while.
Actually, the Blue Jays trades made me really interested to go on and try them out. I thought they'd be a lot of fun to try.
It is fun. But the problem is you get a lot of other people thinking the same thing as you, so you see a lot of Toronto versus Toronto. So, but yeah, it's still fun.
Well, blame Canada. I don't know.
Yeah.
Who's Toronto's fifth starter on these rosters? You guys know who their fifth starter is?
Some guy I never use.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. They just won though tonight.
So this is
they fucking won.
Have you seen less cheese yet, Derek? On online rated?
I do notice a little less cheese. Because I think Toronto, they're not. I'm thinking of Ben Revere, but I can't think of anybody else that has a lot of speed. And a lot of those guys are power.
Yeah, they're lacking speed. They're definitely lacking
so,
speed.
I think if you guys are getting fed up with Diamond Dynasty, give it a try. It's fun. It's more realistic to me.
Just made up my mind, man. I'm going straight to online rated. I'm sick.
There we go, baby.
All the nonsense, dude. I can't fucking take it anymore.
Make sure you call up me and
Road to top 100, guys. You heard it.
I'm gonna lose my fucking mind playing Diamond Dynasty.
Here's the Blue Jays starting lineup: Price, Hutchinson, Dickey, Estrada, and Mark Burley listed as the fifth, but he's probably more like their third. I'd say Price, Dickey, and Burley are their top three.
Yeah.
They only gave up 2 hits tonight. Some good pitching right there from that.
Let's take a look at that.
No, the Twins have been blowing, man. They've not been hitting well. Let's see who got the hits.
Well, you put Aaron Sanchez back in there, though.
Rosario.
Yeah, Sanchez is currently in the bullpen, along with their new reliever Lowe from the Mariners. And Hawkins should be in here somewhere.
Yeah.
Didn't Mark Lowe blow a game the other day? Like a couple days ago? Came in and he had like a...
Was that against the Mariners?
1 point... He had a... I don't know.
Go Imps.
No, it was against the Royals. He had a 1.5 ERA or something with the Mariners. and then he had a 27 ERA with the Blue Jays. So a little bit of difference.
Shazam.
So do we want to do anything else? Twitch gameplay or something else next on the lineup there?
Let's do it. We'll give Ryan a quick question or a quick minute to get in possession of the.
I got a quick question. I was talking in the chat last time. I'm sure a couple of you saw it, but if you could have one flashback card out of anybody in the game, who would you choose?
It has to be a current player.
Current player on a different team that played for a previous team. Like I said, like Albert Pujols.
Ichiro Suzuki.
Ooh, that's a good one.
That'd be awesome.
Game, set, and match.
Fucking love Ichiro, man.
I'd go with like 2005, 2006 Robinson Cano. I like that power at second base.
Yeah.
I would go with 2014 Bartolo Colon.
That hitting though.
Oh man.
Did he weigh more or less last year?
It was a hamburger less.
Oh God.
What about you, Ryan?
I don't know.
A-Rod.
That's true.
How about like a flashback Jose Reyes or someone? He would be like the biggest cheese player in the old MLB or the MVPs or whatever.
Yeah. No, that sounds like an awful idea, man.
I'd probably choose a 2006 Justin Morneau, his
Oh
MVP
my
season.
goodness. Oh my God.
Yeah, you
Or,
could have gone. You could have gone.
Johan Santana's still on like the Blue Jays minor league team, right?
You could go Francisco Liriano, Twins.
Yeah, his rookie year. That was like his only good year for the Twins.
Yeah.
He got hurt.
He got injured after that, right?
I guess I'm gonna go downstairs then.
You need to go downstairs.
All right, man. It's been fun.
Nah, I'm just gonna get on Twitch.
Yeah, I'm just
All
kidding.
right, so everybody who is joining us on mobile, you're probably in the YouTube or on the YouTube page, and you might not be able to see what Ryan is about to do, which is going to be a live stream from Twitch. If you're watching us on walkingoff.org, you may need to refresh the page as soon as Ryan gets downstairs. By the time you see this, it'll probably be ready. And Pitching Rebel, I see you in the chat. We will take your call next after this.
Oh, real quick, somebody said 2007 Jimmy Rollins. That would be awesome. I think that
I
would
was
be a
thinking
cool
that
player
too
with
when you guys were
Yeah.
talking about speedy players. And
Push hitter, shortstop with some power. Hell yeah, that'd be
he
fun.
was solid, man.
Yep.
Yeah. There was Beltran also, Tulowitzki, 2007.
Yeah.
All good
Well-
suggestions.
Beltran for the Dodgers, not for the Mariners, right? Or Beltran, not fucking Beltran.
Yeah,
Adrian
Carlos
Beltran.
Beltran.
Yeah, didn't he have like a 48 homer season with the Dodgers?
Yeah, I think
He went to the Mariners and he didn't hit his. He
Yeah.
was hitting
Yeah.
20
It was so
bombs.
disappointing. He was batting like 228 and hit like 10 home runs. Fucking
Well,
terrible.
what was Sean Green's 40 home run year? That's the flashback card there. His 1 year of 40 home runs for no reason.
Is that 2002?
So it sounds right. Something like that. Just steroid
Well,
era.
you know the reason.
Yeah.
What? He didn't legitimately do it based off skill? Good work ethic? What do you mean?
Probably it.
Oh, okay.
2012 Melky. There's another nice PED. You know, speaking of that, what kind of
Nice
packs
PED.
would you guys like? I've always wanted PED packs. You know, like have a nice graphic on the front with a syringe and like a Barry Bonds and a Big Mac and a Jose Canseco, and then anybody that's been caught or anything that they
Do you
think
get to
they
play
use
with them in
PEDs.
steroid mode, or like is it?
Yeah, they're going to be jacked. They're all going to be 99s overall, and they're going to
Fuck yeah,
have
that's an awesome
120
pack, man.
power. I mean, that would be fire.
Yeah,
And then
that's
their
an
heads
awesome
would
pack.
be really massive.
I'd like to see a no cheese pack, have like a emblem of cheese on the front and then cross it out, and then it'd just be like slow players that can hit really well, like Adrian Gonzalez, David Ortiz, Johnny Peralta. I think that'd be cool.
Yeah. And then
I
you
think
can
I
only
heard
play with them.
yes come back.
So, CJ, help explain to our viewers where they should go right now if they want to see what we're about to do on Twitch.
Yeah, you can either watch us in our Twitch stream, which is twitch.tv/walkingoff, or you can join walkingoff.org to see both in simulcast. And I see Ryan is booting up right now into practice mode, and he's going to give us a tutorial about analog pitching, because a lot of questions about the best way to use analog pitching. And so if you're on walkingoff.org right now, you should be able to see him by refreshing the stream. And if you're on YouTube, you should probably find a computer or tablet. Did I get that right, Sauce?
TJ, I'm gonna go grab the
Sounds
stuff
right.
for the giveaway later. Are we still doing that?
Yeah, at the end.
All right, I'm gonna go get it.
Perfect.
Now there is a bit of a commercial playing here on Twitch, so let's give everyone a minute to get over there.
Okay, yeah, he's setting up the settings right now. So if you've refreshed the page, you probably won't miss anything. And I'm actually going to play the audio. Well, no, I'm not. I don't think it'll work. Ryan, can you hear us? Ryan can hear us. Cool. So, slight delay, but check out the Twitch feed right now, walking off on Twitch, to see what Ryan's doing. He's going to take over and show us how to analog pitch. Perfect. Go for it, Ryan. We're watching.
– 2004 John Dowd.
So let's see.
What? I don't know.
So how do you know the right speed to move the analog stick back up?
I'm back.
It's all in the hips.
I think those are good tips. I still have not used analog pitching, so for our experts here, Math and Man, Cardinal Bird, other guys. I mean, Ryan clearly uses it. Is that what you use? I use meter still, but maybe I need to be switching over.
You should, man. You should. It's the best. Give it a chance. But don't get discouraged. Like I tell my viewers, you got to try it out. Give it some
It takes
time.
a lot of
learning
work.
Curve.
It takes a
learning
lot of
curve.
work, and it's hard to master. But it's honestly the only thing that lets you throw the pitch where you want. So
Yeah. I think it gives you full control of the verticality and horizontal of it, the pitch.
Does it have anything to do with which pitcher you're using? It's more effective with a certain pitcher, or that doesn't?
Yeah, from what I noticed, yeah, each pitcher it feels a little different. I think it's based off their control and walks per nine. Some of them are a little more sensitive. It also depends on the difficulty you're playing on.
it definitely has a lot to do with the pitcher's control. Like Nolan Ryan, if you miss the meter by a tiny little bit, the ball goes way, way out of the zone.
Alex Elway asked in the chat, is meter close to analog in your opinion, guys?
I don't think
What's
so.
up, Alex, by the way? I don't think so either. I think the one reason why I really got rid of meter pretty quickly was because with every pitcher, because everybody has different windups and whatnot, you really notice a difference in how fast the meter goes. And you don't really notice that as much with analog pitching. Because no matter what, you always do the same thing. But with the meter, you always have to time it differently, and it just can be really kind of confusing as to like what the timing is.
As for like the process, no, analog's way different. But as for the results, I think meter you can still be really effective with it, and I think it's probably the second best pitching interface to use because Pulse and Classic aren't very accurate at all. So I don't know if that answered. I don't know if he was asking about if you can still be just as effective with it or.
What about online? What about online? Do you see Pulse being more consistent, or because sometimes the meter even it'll kind of jump a little online?
So I think one advantage Pulse has is it can be a little more consistent because it's not really affected by lag. And you also have people that will show bunt and dance in the box to try to throw your meter off. Also, I think it's easier to hold runners a Pulse because it's easier to do the slide step with it because it's not affecting your meter. And it's just in Pulse you do it before you actually throw the pitch, so you can see the runner the entire time when you're throwing it. Whereas meter or analog, you're executing the interface when the pitcher is actually releasing the ball.
Yeah, we didn't see Ryan do a slide step. So does it speed up an analog pitching? It does speed up that pitch.
Yes.
Damn it! I should have done a slide step.
It shrinks it.
Just like in meter, it like really slingshots the meter back up faster.
Yeah, it's kind of like if you guys pitched a Kershaw off the stretch, it's kind of like that every time, but a little bit faster. And I think you can get used to it with analog. I think a meter, it's different for everybody, and it can be pretty difficult to slide step a meter because it changes every pitcher, and it's
definitely. Well, that was a cool feature, Ryan. Thank you for doing that. I know we'll have some other topics we're going to do where Derek or Method Man or Ryan will, they're so good on the sticks. If you guys are not following them on Twitch, they're just a lot of fun to watch play. So make sure you are checking those guys out, and Carl Dude as well.
Real quick, guys. I couldn't really hear.
I'm terrible at this game, dude. If you want to watch somebody good, do not watch me.
But Ryan, I couldn't hear you. I don't know if you said anything, but I do use Control Freaks to pitch. I use this one because it gives me kind of a smoother transition when I roll it up like that.
Nice.
So,
yeah.
Yeah, you guys might want to look at getting Control Freaks. I have one different for my hitting.
I'll show the
It's
stream.
my pitching. So, if you guys have any questions
what are Control Freaks?
Basically, they're extenders for your analog that allows you to get more leverage. They're really popular for like first-person shooters because it allows you to play at a higher sensitivity, but it allows you to keep your accuracy as well.
Yeah, I just showed mine on the Twitch stream. If anybody, I don't know if you can switch over in time or not.
Yeah, and these are like the smallest ones you can get. A lot of them for the first-person shooters go up to about like here. So. Yeah.
Okay. So
CJ's got the same. Is that the same?
Yours is short. You have like two shorter ones.
Oh. Okay.
On the left, we have the same size.
Okay. Yeah. I definitely recommend it for analog pitching and hitting.
It's a really big difference maker, and I'm glad you brought that up, man, because a lot of people have been asking about that.
Yeah. When I first started talking about this, when the game came out, I had like one guy accusing me of cheating with my hitting because I used this. He's like, "Oh, it automatically locks on for you. That's how you're so good." computer. I was like, okay.
No, Cardinal Bird, you lag switch, man. It's all over
Yeah.
Reddit.
I got you pretty good last night, man.
Yeah. Torrey Hunt. You were lag switching Torrey Hunter so
Hunter,
bad. You missed it,
yeah,
man.
that's why he dropped it. Not had nothing to do with him being 50 years old out there
That explains everything, man.
in a wheelchair. Yeah.
I got a little thing. I was at work. I was like, what should we talk about? And I just thought something that might be a little fun. It's would you rather? So you have to pick one or the other. And so first one is, would you rather throw a perfect game or hit 4 home runs with a single person in a game?
I've never hit 4 home runs with a person, and I've only gone 6 innings perfect game with Fernandez, and then the guy quit.
What do you think would be more satisfying?
I would say perfect game.
I still think I can win that $1 million somehow from the what was it
Bring
last
back
year,
that.
the perfect game challenge or whatever it was.
For 2K.
They did it for a couple years in a row, but that was probably the only reason why people bought their game because
For 2K, yeah, on Xbox.
That was 100%
Did you hear about the one guy that won it? He was a math teacher or something like that, and researched the game for like a year. Never even really played the game that much, and just researched the shit out of it. And then
Is that what inspired you for your Twitch?
Yeah, man, exactly. That's right where I was
took an analytical
going
approach.
for it.
But to the question, I would go with 4 home runs because I think most people quit, and I think I've only gotten perfect games. I think I got like 1 or 2 this year against really, really bad players. I think if you hit 4 home runs, you haven't mercied them yet, so it must be kind of close. And I would rather do that. I don't think I've ever done that, 4 home runs.
Yeah, I hit 3 with Kyle Seager. I remember that one specifically, and once or twice with my creative player. But
in real life, what isn't 4 home runs more rare than a perfect game? Like there's been about 30 perfect games just about. And Josh Hamilton's the only one that comes to mind that's hit 4 home runs in the previous 5 years at least. And there's been a couple.
Didn't Sean Green do it?
I think
5 years. I'm not talking about 2002. We're talking about we're past the steroid area. I'm sure we'll see a lot more perfect games. So I'd probably go with 4 home runs too. But I got another one. This one's pretty tough. Would you rather feed your best 3 players on your Diamond Dynasty team to your creative player, or never pull a diamond card again?
Well, I don't really pull diamond cards much anyway, so.
I don't think I pulled a single diamond card.
Really? Dang.
I don't think I pulled. I think I might have got Josh Donaldson in a standard pack, but I don't think I have. And like the big packs I have, but those don't really count.
I don't even use my creative player, so I wouldn't do it.
Cheeser.
I don't use it.
I would definitely rather feed my players because for some reason I've gotten pretty lucky, and I don't know if you ever watch my stream, but I freak out whenever I get something, and I pulled Paul Goldschmidt like 3 times, and every time I pulled him, my stream has crashed. And I don't know what's going on with that.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. I was watching that one night.
Like, if you look at my highlights, there's 2 times, and it's like 2 of them are my highlights, and it like ends right after Goldschmidt's pulled. People are like, why is that? And I'm like, well, I don't know. It's like Goldschmidt's a curse. And then the other one, I pulled Paul Goldschmidt at the library when I was studying. I went on the Show Nation, and I was like, what is this? And they're like, you can open packs. And I opened like 3 packs, and the 3rd pack came up, and I'm looking around like, oh, they're sweet. I got an 82 overall silver, and then I was just looking down. I look up, and Paul Goldschmidt's like in the bottom left corner, and I like screamed a little bit in the library, and everyone was staring at me. I was just like, oh god. And then I got home, and it was cool. Paul Goldschmidt's waiting for me. So I mean, I guess Goldie just loves me. I don't know what it is.
I don't think anybody's ever had as good a pack luck as Alex Elway. He tweeted a photo in stream where he pulled 2 catches in 1 position pack.
That is.
I just know he put that in the chat as well. Freaking ridiculous, man. 2 catches in 1 pack.
That's probably as good as it gets. I've seen someone pull 2 Kershaws, but McCutcheon's worth a lot more, I think.
Yeah, and I think that's what the mode's supposed to be about, opening packs. It's fun, but I mean, we see all these people just buying them straight off the marketplace. So, I mean, I don't know. I think it'd be cooler if we could just only open packs. I know you might have bad luck with it. Tough shit. Build your team, the packs you get. I think that'd be fun. I think it'd make it fun.
All right, next one. Would you rather have Harper and Sale on your team or Mike Trout and Jose Fernandez for a pitcher outfield combo?
Mike Trout,
And we're talking Diamond Dynasty, not in real life.
Mike Trout, Jose Fernandez.
Yep.
For me personally, I do 100 times better with Harper than Trout. Like, Harper is my best hitter on my main team, but I would rather have Fernandez and Sale, just because the righties are more dominant pitchers in the game. So that's tough.
The computer won't swing at any of my pitches.
I got to just say, I like Chris Sale. He's my favorite pitcher in the game, and I do so well with him, so I would go with him for that reason, even though I really like Trout much more than Harper.
If Trout had higher plate vision, maybe you'd pick him.
Well, when I use directional a lot because I'm pretty terrible at the game, as I mentioned before. But I cannot hit a damn thing with Trout because I don't know what it is, but his reticle's a lot smaller, and it seems like normal pitches that I would either foul tick or hit and play, that it seems like Trout will whiff a lot more, and it's weird. But then I switch to zone, and Trout mashes. Like, there's a couple players like that. I'm sure if you use directional with some, you'll probably hit better than with them.
Yeah, and I think that has to do with the plate vision. That's why I couldn't use directional. You'll get good timing. It'll be down the middle, and you'll swing and miss. It's like, what the?
Yeah, it happens to me all the time. But I finally switched to zone. I made the switch, and it's my problem. I have ADD, and when I'm on the stream, I always look at my chat, and then I'll look up, and I'll have like half a second to swing, and I'll never have a chance to line up the zone. So I could not do off stream. I'm like a completely different player, but on stream I just gotta have directional. And honestly, I don't really care too much about my record and stuff. Like you guys are way better than me, and that's your thing. But I don't know. Zone is clearly better once I've started to get used to it. Like directional, you can only line it up. You can either go all the way up, all the way down, left, right, but you can't go in between.
You should try analog hitting. It's simpler than zone. But I think it's more. I think it can be more effective. Yeah, you should try it.
So CJ, do we have a caller ready?
We do have a caller ready, and it's pitching_rebel joining us today. Yeah. Give it up for pitching Rebel.
Yay, Rebel.
Bird yesterday. I'm gonna let him take over with his topics, but here's his deets. Follow him on Twitch. Pitching Rebel, if you have a YouTube or a Twitter or anything else you want to shout out, go for it. But otherwise, I'm going to let you talk right now. These guys can hear you. We're live.
I don't have anything else but a Twitch. Yesterday, I had the lab session with Cardinal Bird. He kind of went over some things. You know, they're really good inside information. Streaming wise, I started yesterday. You know, it was kind of fun. I didn't have many viewers. Only had like 3, but gotta keep it at it if I want to pursue it. I am number 3 currently on DD, right behind Cardinal Bird and BT Hokie. And I've been playing MLB The Show for quite a bit. I think I started MLB 10 The Show, if I'm not mistaken, and MLB 13 was my favorite of all the MLB series. I was actually number 1 for a little bit on the online rated. And last year's game, I got to the top 5 on online rated, but due to blue screening, I didn't want to keep playing it because it got annoying for me. And this is the first year that I actually try out Diamond Dynasty.
What do you think so far?
I really enjoy Diamond Dynasty, but it's getting, I have to start a second account because, I have every card on my first account, and it just gets boring playing with the best players in the game.
Who's your favorite player?
I would have to say, aside from my creative player, who is Rojo Johnson, my favorite player has to be, this might be a stretch, but I actually really enjoyed hitting with Anthony Rizzo.
Rizzo? Oh, yeah. Interesting.
Yeah. Even though they downgraded him, I took him out of my lineup just because I want the most power in my lineup, but right before they downgraded him, he was my second best hitter average-wise, and he had my second most home runs. behind my creative player.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah.
So, what was the lab with Cardinal Bird like?
Lab session for was really good. I mean, people would say like, well, why did you want to do a lab session? You're number 3. Well, all I have to say is he's number 1, and he's there for a reason, and you can always learn from the people that are obviously better than you. Even if you are number 1, you can still learn like anything, any little insight you might add to your game, or even not add it, you can just take it in and just see if it would help you or not. And that's what I wanted to do.
Yeah, I agree. There's always something you can learn from anybody playing the game, regardless of what your rank is. So that's cool. And being able to admit that you're able to learn something is always a good step to getting better at things as well.
Pitching Rebel, what frustrates you the most about DD?
Like everybody else, bunt and steal, cheesing.
The worst, man. It's the worst.
I don't bunt cheese, but I will steal just because I have to match up with everybody else. Like if you're gonna do it to me, then I gotta do it to you. There's no way that I'm gonna not let you have the advantage in the game.
Yeah, stealing's. They're gonna have to fix some of that stuff.
And that's the problem with it. Everybody has that mindset, which he's not wrong for thinking that. I think that too. And like, if I get my creative guy on, I'm gonna steal. He's got 99 steal, whatever. And that's the problem. You know, one person does it, they think they have to do it just to stay at a competitive, to that competitive advantage. And that's kind of like the steroid, man. Everybody had to do it, stay on an even playing field. So they definitely need to find a way to fix that shit.
That's why I did the roids.
I think it just takes the fun out of the game. I mean, they want to make the game as realistic as possible, but I mean, when you can steal 99.9% of the time, that's not realistic.
Yeah.
Hell no. And they're not even like, they don't even do it tactically. It's the first pitch, boom, gone. Pitch out, doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you outsmart them, and that's what pisses me off the most about it.
You can pitch out and not get D. Gordon out, or Billy Hamilton, or anybody that has 99 speed and 99 steal, or close to 99 steal. Like, what's the point of pitching out? What's the point of adding the slide step in the game this year? Like, there's no point because they're gonna steal.
Right.
Be safe, second and third. Like, I have to pitch to D. Gordon more carefully than anybody else because I'm like, well, if he gets on, he's gonna
automatic triple.
Yeah.
Hey, Rebel, let me ask you a streaming question because I don't stream. A lot of people wonder, why I don't. I just don't have time. But what does your audience really like about what you stream? Is it the gameplay? Is it the conversations? What is it?
To be honest, I can't really tell you yet because I just started streaming yesterday and I only streamed one game. So
let me follow up on that. Like, where do you want to go with your streaming? Like, are you wanting to stream a lot more, or you just kind of want to do it casually, or do you have a goal in mind?
As of right now, I mean, I'd probably just do it for fun. But I mean, if it takes off, it takes off, and I'll do it. Just have casual conversation with the fans and the viewers, and give them tips. If they have any questions, I'm more than willing to give them my side of the game. So
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
So what made you want to start streaming Pitching Rebel?
Well, watching Cardinal Bird and also you, Method Man, I watched you, and also VT Guest, and I'm like, man, these guys, they look like they're having fun and they're helping out the community. I mean, why can't I do it? I mean, I played the game for a while. I know a lot about the game, and I enjoy. And baseball's my favorite sport. So.
Awesome.
How long have you been playing MLB?
Huh?
How long have you been playing MLB?
I think since MLB 10, if I'm not mistaken, but I probably could have played it since I probably played MLB 06, to be honest. The only games I really play are sports games, and it's only the 3 main sports: basketball, football, and baseball. But baseball is my number 1 sport.
Got it.
So if you could change one thing about Diamond Dynasty, what would it be, pitching Rebel?
Oh. Did you hear that? Did you hear that, man?
Which one do you want to go first? Diamond Dynasty question? Or
Yeah. Yeah.
And the question was, what would I change?
Yep. You got it, man.
I think I would change. There's a lot of things I would change, but the most important thing I think is being a selective level. I think I would change through each division. I think the level of difficulty should change. Like, for example, like Cardinal Bird and I and VT Guest won the World Series. When we play each other, it shouldn't be on All-Star. It should be on, Legend or Hall of Fame, either one.
I always used to play on Legend when back in the day. My first few times I played MLB, the show, I would always play on Legend because I felt like it took a lot more skill to hit.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly, and that's what I think the game should be about. I think it should be about skill, not about, oh man, I mistakenly put the zone up and I was a little bit late, but I had 10 Williams, so I hit a bomb.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. I mean, I played a game last night on Legend against one of my viewers, and I was using the Astros, and he was throwing Jose Fernandez, and I had guys like Chris Carter, and I tell you, you barely see his PCI. I mean, it was fun though. It was a lot of fun. Like when you actually got a hit, it's like, damn, that felt good. I actually earned it.
It's not the size of the
man.
PCI; it's how you use it.
Yep.
I think it's
well said.
baseball is the most skilled game, the most skilled sport out there. I feel like it takes skill to be a great baseball player. So why not implement that into the video game?
I think the only problem we would see, I don't know if it changed much, is people might revert back to cheesing a lot more in the World Series division. But if they get that high, they probably didn't get there by cheesing anyways, so they probably know what they're doing at the plate. But otherwise, I think that's a great point.
I think cheesing is just how do you have fun cheesing? Like having fun in the game is, for me, is knowing that I outsmarted my opponent and was sitting on that pitch or reacted to that pitch because that's one of the two pitches I thought was coming.
The way I think about it with cheesers myself is one of my cousins, I would always play baseball games and other video games with him, and it would get to the point where if he was losing a game against a computer or something where it stores your record, perfect example, Super Nintendo Ken Griffey Jr.'s baseball or whatever the hell it's called. If he was losing a game, he would turn off the fucking system before the loss got recorded on the game, and that's the way I think about it, is that these people that do that, they are so willing to do whatever they can not to get a loss that they're willing to make themselves look foolish with the cheese.
It's just baffling how far people will go.
Yeah, man. Absolutely.
Really is, yeah.
But who's your favorite team, pitching Rebel?
My favorite Major League team is the Miami Marlins. I am from Miami, Florida.
Look at Sauce there.
Yes, there's another Marlins fan.
What about your favorite player? Jose Fernandez?
My favorite player. I really never thought of it like that because there's so many players that I enjoy watching in baseball. But
Just say Stanton, come on.
I'm going to have to go with Jose Fernandez because he plays the game like if it's his last game every time he goes out there and pitches.
It's dingers, man.
Are you a pitcher in real? Do you pitch in real life?
Yeah, I do pitch actually.
Okay, I think that might explain that answer. All right.
That's cool.
Yeah, but the funny thing is, I enjoy even though I like pitching, I enjoy watching hitters and what they do in Major League Baseball a lot. I'd say it goes hand in hand. I don't favor one or the other.
That's cool.
So do you feel like that helps you be a better pitcher by doing that?
By doing what? I'm sorry.
By watching Major League hitters?
Um,
I'm just curious.
I think just in general watching the game makes me a better baseball player. I feel like.
So,
Sorry,
oh, good. No, you go ahead. I insist.
All right. So, like, you say you're a pitcher. Do you kind of like use some of the same patterns like as you would in real life on the game? Does anything carry over? Do you still have the same mindset, or since it's a video game, do you just treat it completely different?
Definitely different because low fastballs will never get, well, not never, but they'll not get crushed as easily as they get crushed.
Yeah.
You know, and that will be the show. Especially low and away fastballs, they tend to always. I think if you get a good timing, probably like 7 out of 10 times line will be the show. It's a bomb opposite field.
Yeah. That's because nobody can pull the ball.
Huh?
It's because nobody can pull the ball.
It's a little baffling that they can't pull the ball more.
It is very baffling.
At the same time, the low and away pitch is the most effective pitch in all of baseball. I mean, Ted Williams had a under 200 average when it came to a low and away pitch.
Yeah, but on Diamond Dynasty, it's probably like 500.
Yeah, exactly. So.
And I think it's a red zone too.
Yeah.
But
good. As a baseball player on the video game, I have to change my mindset, and that's sometimes where I struggle. As I told Cardinal Bird yesterday.
Okay. That makes sense. See, I didn't know that yesterday when I was talking to you. That's cool, though.
Yeah, how about Derek? You tell the story of what happened yesterday, maybe.
So yeah, he's one of my viewers. I didn't know he was Pitching Rebel. He's been saving up for a while with the eggs, and again, I'm very appreciative you support my stream. That's a lot of time in there. But anyways, yeah, he's saving up, and he contacted me. He's like, hey, when can we do this? And so we finally did it yesterday, and he gave me his PSN and his Pitching Rebel. I'm like, that looks familiar, and I'm like, oh, I'm pretty sure he's ranked real high, unless that's a different one. And I got in a party with him, and I'm like, so you're ranked number 3. Like, why do you need my advice, or why do you need my help, or whatever? Like, why did you do this, basically? And it kind of threw me off. I mean, but once we started talking, it was a cool experience for myself. I mean, not only maybe for him, but for myself. I learned some things as well, and it was really, really cool. And he was very humble about it. So, yeah, it was really cool.
Nice. So anybody who doesn't know, if you join Cardinal Bird 5's Twitch stream, the longer you stay in there, the more Cardinal eggs you earn. The more Cardinal eggs you earn, the more cool stuff you can get, like a lab session from Cardinal Bird 5 himself. In case anybody doesn't know what the hell is going on, Cardinal Bird 5 is the #1 player in Diamond Dynasty, and I don't think there's any dispute about that, at least right now.
Yeah, I need a lab session, Cardinal Bird.
I want to add something about the Cardinal eggs and viewing his stream.
Let's do it.
If you're like saving up for the lab sets, that means you want to get better and game. And honestly, it's not even hard to really get to there. You just have make sure you have the notification on when he gets on. And honestly, you can really learn a lot by just watching him play, because he gives out tips, and on top of that, like watch what he does and try to apply that in your game. And then when you get to the Cardinal eggs, you can have the lab session, and he'll guide you through more how to get better.
Cardinal Bird is so fucking great. Go on, Ray.
You're on camera there, CJ.
I know,
I didn't pay him to say that either, guys. I didn't pay him.
No. Yeah, he didn't, and I just chimed in being sarcastic. Cardinal Bird is actually...
Also, guys, check out BT Guest. He's a very good MLB The Show player, too. I've learned from him, too, watching his streams.
Yeah.
I think I've heard of him.
BT Guest is amazing. All of you guys are better than me. So
BT Guest, you kind of helped me, too. I remember we played one time. You beat me 7-3, and I asked you for some advice, and your advice really helped.
Yeah, I did. Anyone who asks me for advice, I give them help.
All of these guys in here who are on this show, and I'm going to say this genuinely, are more than willing to help if you join their stream and hang out and ask insightful questions. All of you guys are awesome, including Carl, dude, our guest tonight. So for gameplay tips and stuff, these are great places to go. These guys are huge resources, and all of them are more than willing to share what they know with the community, with what they can do on Twitch. So follow Math and Man on Twitch, and Carl Dude, and Cardinal Bird 5, and VT Guest right here.
Do not follow me. You'll be very disappointed. I don't stream.
And make sure you follow Walking Off too, because CJ is probably going to start streaming soon on that account, right?
That is true. I am going to start my own Red Sox account on the Walking Off.
I'm gonna do some this weekend for it too.
As soon as he's helped me out with some of the stubs that I lost. So
Pitching Rebels, since you had such a good call, you won one of the items in the giveaway. So I'm going to have to reveal. There's 5
I
of them.
already hear it.
did you hear that,
There's
Pitching
5
Rebel?
of them. You hear this? They're about 3 ounces. They cook in 3 minutes.
Carl's going to show you his prize. He'll be on
They're
his.
fishy.
Hold it up, Carl.
We got some shrimp-flavored ramen. You just won a pack of shrimp-flavored ramen noodles. You just have to DM me on Twitter to claim your ramen.
Full of nutrition.
I don't know if you're comfortable with this, but you have to give me your address, your PO box, and I'll ship them out to you. You earned it, man, and you better eat them on stream, or I'm gonna be a little
eat them before
salty.
you pitch too, man.
Yeah,
They
you
won't
will be
dehydrate
salty.
you
They're
or
a good
anything.
source of energy for Twitch streaming. This is my
They are
secret to success.
very high in sodium, so probably
Yes.
be very salty.
They're not PEDs.
As long as there's no PEDs inside, I think you're safe.
All right. We have 4 more, guys, so stick around for this fire giveaway. There's 4 more ramen noodles, and I will ship them out myself.
This is the second pack of ramen Carl has given away. Carl told me that it cost more to ship the ramen the last time than that. Shrimp ramen. Thanks for calling in, Pitching Rebel. Everybody follow him again. I'm going to throw up his Twitch ID one more time. He's awesome. Tell him that you heard him on Walking Off, and thanks a lot for calling in, man. Really appreciate that. And good luck on
Thanks,
that
Pitching
quest
Rebel.
to outrank these guys, and we'll see you in the streams, bro.
All right.
Thanks a lot, man.
Yeah.
See you later, Pitchy.
Later.
See you, man.
All right. All right. So, cool. That's awesome. If you guys want to call in to the show, what you need to do is message one of us on Twitter and let us know that you're interested. And there's a good chance you'll get on the show. So if you want to call in, hit us up. In the meantime, how about Pitching Rebel? Guys?
That was good. I didn't know he streamed. But you said he started yesterday.
He just started. That's one thing he kind of talked to me about. He's like, well, I want to get more involved in the community. I'd like to start, streaming and all this. Well, he just I want to get more involved in the community. I'm like, well, dude, you should definitely start streaming. That's probably going to be the easiest way, and you you can help people that way. So, I'm curious to see. I want to watch him play, and just cool. I love seeing top players, or anybody for that matter, stream and just watch how they play and try to pick up different things.
Yeah, the biggest tip, just make sure you're interactive with your viewers too. That's what I've heard. I mean, everyone in my stream says that's good. Method Man's extremely interactive, and everyone loves him for that. Like, there's a lot of streamers that just sit around and play their game and don't say a word. I mean, that's one big thing too.
Even if you only have like 5-10 viewers at first, man, like make those your 5 to 10 viewers. Treat them special, whatever. But just make sure you treat them with respect and make sure you try to answer their questions, because you got to start small somewhere. But I'll tell you, man, if you're a top 3 player and you put that as your title, you'll get viewers. So.
And going along with that, with the whole stream and treating your viewers well and all that stuff, I mean, people think that it's just like, I'm going to start streaming and it's going to be magic and everybody's going to hop in. It's a lot of hard work, man. It really is. I think people really underestimate that, and you have to be willing to put the time in and help it grow. Like, even when you're not streaming, there's so much that goes on behind the scenes, and you really have to kind of be willing to put that time in to ever really get something out of it.
Yeah, I mean, one thing, like I think you said during that last GSC show or whatever, you have to maybe like network yourself, find ways to network yourself. I mean, we have a good community out there, so definitely one way is he's already does it, so he already supports streamers, but that's one
exactly.
way. There's a lot of things you can do, but
don't advertise yourself in other people's streams without asking first.
That's so annoying.
Don't want to fucking do that.
Don't request air horn remixes.
Oh, what? What? Oh man, damn it. But
unless you're in Method Man stream, he really likes it.
Yeah, suck it. Suck it, Trebek.
Suck it, Carl Bird.
And I think one thing he might also experience is when you start streaming, it's a lot of multitasking. So that's a skill you're gonna have to pick up really quick. You got to be focused, and if you want to play well on stream, but then you also have to interact at the same time. You can't just focus on one or the other, unless you just don't care about one or the other. You just want to lose, or you just want to ignore your viewers. So I mean, I think
my MLB skill level has gone down so much lately. And I think part of it's because I throw pitches while I'm reading the chat sometimes.
Yeah, it's probably.
I took like strike 3 the other day with the bases loaded because I was reading the chat.
Yeah.
It's like, what? Just damn it.
Yeah.
Adderall helps with that. I've heard. I wouldn't know.
That's what you've heard? Yeah.
Is that an equipment upgrade? What is that?
Yeah, it's a booster. You can only give it to Chris Davis though.
And Carlos Ruiz.
Yeah.
So, were you about to?
Let me ask one more stream question to you guys. For Pitching Rebel and the other ones that are just starting out, do you think a face cam is a must?
I'd say right out the gate, starting out, it's not that important right away. When I first started streaming, I don't think I got a face cam until at least like 2 weeks into it. Maybe even 3, and I mean everybody was asking me all the time, and I was planning on getting one and getting it all set up and everything, and I mean it definitely helps. I think people are highly encouraged, and the fact alone, like say if I'm gonna raid somebody's stream when my stream's done, when I'm looking through streams, if I don't see anybody that I know or have seen in my stream before, if I see that they have a face cam on their little thumbnail of the link, it's going to make me click on their page to see who they are.
If your goal is to blow up, then yeah, obviously. You're not. No one wants to, like...
Yeah, I mean, especially for baseball, like, in between pitches and stuff, you're staring at, like, a blank screen. I mean, I find myself, like, when I'm watching somebody's face cam, halfway, like, I'll be staring at their face cam almost as much as I'm looking at the game, too.
That's just creepy, man.
What's that noise? Walking off? Oh, never mind.
I don't think it's a must, especially starting out, but, I mean, eventually later they're going to want to see your face, so if you want to get somewhat serious about it, I'd say yes, it's a must, but just starting out, I wouldn't really worry too much about it. See if you like it first.
Yeah, you didn't have a face cam for a long time, didn't you, Carter?
I just didn't use it.
Oh.
So we got a special guest ready to go, and it's Alex Elway, who is also a game changer for EA. And he just messaged me on Twitter during this podcast to talk about some of the differences between Madden and MLB because it sparked some thoughts in his mind about the differences in their approach. So Alex is, if you guys haven't checked out Alex's stream, I'm going to put it up on the screen right now. That's his Twitter, and his Twitch stream is twitch.tv/Alex Elway. Did I get that right, Alex?
Yeah, that's right.
All right. So you had some thoughts on kind of the differences between MLB and MUT, and I'll let you take it from here, kind of.
All right. Well, I just wanted to touch base on what brought me to playing MLB because I haven't played since I rented it in 2009 from a Blockbuster back when those were still around. But what brought me to MLB was the difference of I bought the game and I put like $100 with it to get Stubs, and it wasn't super easy to get, the majority of the cards, but it wasn't extremely difficult as far as the way Madden's taking it, where you got to go and even now there's people out there, wanting certain cards just to play with them. And I think if they put, in there, it makes them kind of more rare. And I do understand the potential for making more money, of course. But I think more cards would be great, legend-wise and flashback. But I just don't want it to taken to the extreme that that it is nearly impossible sometimes to get some of the cards that might be with their favorite players.
Hey Alex, this is MLB The Show Tips. I think a lot of people know you on Twitter for the really cool jerseys you make out there. What's probably your favorite jersey you've made so far? And maybe you should tweet that out. We can retweet that for you because those get uploaded to the vault, right?
Yeah, I just get in the mood to make them. I love being creative, and that's another thing that I love about MLB is when I found that editor, and I just started making them one day. But I wanted to say probably my first one, which is the Denver Bronco logo, is my favorite, and
Dude, you killed the All-Star Game jerseys. Killed them. They were beautiful.
Yeah, the All-Star Game jerseys were really awesome, Alex. Matt the Man just brought that up. They were great, man.
Now, did the call have an issue or something?
Can you guys still hear Alex, or did we lose him? Go ahead and say something again, Alex.
I was just saying, glad you guys liked them. I was hoping you guys, would enjoy them as well as everybody else watching it.
Comprende or not?
Yeah.
Not as good as before.
Yeah, this is a regular call, and so we'll probably wrap with Alex for now until he adds Skype.
Yeah, thanks for joining us, Alex. That's
Alex,
great.
can you call us back next week, man, with Skype by chance? Because it's my crappy phone that's doing this.
Hey, man, I appreciate y'all having me, and I'll get Skype on my computer if we can get it working right. Re-download it.
Yeah. We definitely want to have you on because you are a very insightful streamer and player. So hopefully we can figure out the Skype issue and get you back on the next episode.
Sounds good.
All right, thanks, Alex. I'll hit you up in a little bit. All right, so Alex Elway, we had some connection issues, obviously, because my phone sucks and it wasn't coming through. We usually do call-ins on Skype. So like I was saying earlier, if anybody wants to try and call into the show, that's why you have to let us know in advance. So Alex just tried to call through a normal cell phone call, and the quality is terrible. So.
And there's Alex Elway 7's jerseys that Method Man and Cardinal Bird wore for the first MLB The Show All-Star Game. They look awesome.
Yeah, he also did he's done so many different teams, both past and present. He also did the uniforms of the original Boston Red Sox that I'm going to use on this new account that we're going to stream on Walking.
Oh, that's cool.
Twitch. Yeah, he did a really good job too.
I mean, if you just go through his photos he's uploaded, he's got like the old school Astros there. There's the St. Louis ones, Cardinal Bird.
I love the Padres ones, man.
That's
They
pretty
look
cool.
sick.
There's the Padres
Right
one.
Mm.
Very cool, very cool.
Cool.
It's got some White Sox.
Ooh.
Is that the Boston one, CJ?
Yeah, that's the one. Yep. And
There
I
it
sent
is.
him a picture of the original, and that's kind of how it looked, even a little bit off-centered like that. So
So it looks
Yeah.
like if you sort some of these by date, looks like June 23rd. That one might have gone up there. Old school Mariners. Anyways, Alex Elway 7 does some nice stuff.
he does. He does a really good job. And he also has a really great stream too. So if you haven't checked him out,
I
it's
just
worth
posted
it.
a link in the chat too, so if you guys can
Thanks,
click
Carl.
it and give him a
Right
follow.
on. Right on. Hopefully I got the Twitch address right. Looks like it. So we're coming down to the end of the show. We're going to take a couple quick walking off or hashtag walking off questions, and then we're going to wrap it up. So let's go to at BM Rolls. This is Brett. I think
Yeah,
he's
that's Brett. That's
in
Brandy.
here earlier.
Yeah.
And so, oops, that's the wrong thing, but you guys can see it anyway. Need some good budget players for a second account. Who do you recommend? We kind of talked about this with silver players.
Victor Martinez is really underrated.
D-Mart?
Yeah, he's nasty.
Josh Reddick and George Springer.
I really like Moustakis and Blackman.
Corey
For the
Dickerson.
longest time, I was using Michael Kadire, but he got downgraded a little bit. But his contact stats are really good for. He's like an 80 overall or something. But
I think I just heard Ryan say Corey Dickerson, and there's one reason why I got his stats here. That 90 contact versus righties. I just started starting him on my team, which has legends and everyone else. He's already got 3 home runs, and he's hitting like 400 for me, and after like 5 games. So that contact goes a long way as a left fielder. His defense is awful though, no speed either.
Yeah, his defense isn't the
You could also
greatest.
get Cargo. He just got recently upgraded. He's still pretty cheap if you consider that budget.
Yeah.
Yeah, his stats are solid too.
DJ LeMahieu's
All
got
around.
amazing contact.
Pretty much the whole Rockies team because they're inflated by cores. So.
Ouch. No, but
Obviously,
Dickerson
Brian
is the
Dozier.
real deal. I have played like 35 or 40 games with him, and I'm hitting over 300 with him. But his fielding is ass. There's no question about that. Like, he's a terrible left fielder.
He's a terrible. Don't put him in center field as I try to do. That's even worse.
He worse than Ted Williams?
He's
I
a
was about to say.
He's like 50. Ted's like 70. Building.
Oh shit.
Here's Cargo's 85 contact, 85 power. That's pretty good. 71 speed.
He's also pretty good in the field, yeah. He's got, I think
good
it's like
arm.
70-something fielding and then
73.
84
really
or
good
something on the arm.
Yeah, that's very solid for a right fielder.
And he's really cheap right now too.
Yep, he's going for under 3,000, 2 to 3,000. You can get him for.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. Do you think his value will change at all because Tulo's been shipped? Sauce?
I think
No, only because you're talking about the Dante Bichette set. I just don't see a lot of really high value Rockies.
Sure.
But everybody doesn't want Bichette.
I think he might go up a little bit though because he just recently got upgraded to gold. So I think it'll go up a little bit more, but I think it'll plateau out because it isn't required for the Bichette collection.
Yeah, in fact, let me just show you the price trend real quick here. And it has done just what Cardinal Bird said. It went up after you got upgraded, and then it's now kind of plateauing here.
Mm-hmm.
This is Carlos Gonzalez.
Do you think he'll plateau there for the rest of the season?
Yeah, I mean, for an 86 overall right fielder, yeah, that's probably about where. I think what you got to remember, too, is if he stays hot in real life, I mean, he was on fire. He had, like, the kind of week that only Bryce Harper had this year. And, if you're doing that in real life, your price is going to go up.
Yeah.
People think you're going to get upgraded in the game, and it often does happen. But so if he does that again, I mean, yeah, absolutely, the price could keep going up. And we know what his potential is. Injuries and what everything else have really kept him lower, though.
What about Lucas Duda? Did he just get upgraded again? I thought his power went up quite a bit.
He got upgraded 2 weeks ago. He got snubbed. I'm going to go to Lucas Duda here. He did get snubbed from the last update. I thought he deserved a little more, but an 85 power is the exact same as Carlos Gonzalez there. So if you think Cargo's got really good power and everything, well, Duda's got the same. Again, 82 overall first baseman. There are a lot of other first basemen out there that probably can, easily get past these stats. I'm thinking Mark Teixeira's probably. This is a poor man's Mark Teixeira here. I think Teixeira is better than Duda.
Yeah. I can tell you we used him, Carl and Derek and I used him on...
Your friend Kyle.
And your friend Kyle, yeah, on Home Run Derby this afternoon. And he was impressive. He had Rizzo power or better. Duda.
But Sauce, you forgot the best sleeper of them all, though.
Who's that?
Come on.
The best sleeper?
Ryan Dozier.
Torrey Hunter.
Eddie Gamboa.
Brian Dozier.
Oh, Eddie Gamboa.
Oh, I thought he was going to say
Hey,
Dozier.
Brian Dozier's not a sleeper. He's the best player.
How
in
is
the
Eddie
league.
Gamboa a sleeper?
Yeah.
I don't know. Everyone should know.
Dozier is
about
more
him.
of a sleeper than
Remember
Gamboa.
Trout, man.
Eddie Gamboa going for 85 Stubs, 85.
That's a steal.
Go get him.
No upgrade necessary.
No upgrades. He doesn't need them, doesn't want them.
Doesn't want him.
Don't need him.
What would happen if he ended up becoming like a 95 overall because he was doing so good in the MLB? Like, what the fuck?
They gave him like a 97-mile-an-hour fastball.
He'd probably be like the most expensive card in the game at that point.
Well, if he develops that slider and they add that on the game, and then didn't he say he threw something else too?
He
It'd be
throws a
nasty.
change as well. So in the game, they gave him a two-seamer. He didn't mention anything about a two-seamer when I interviewed him. So he's got the knuckle, the four-seam, a slider, and changeup in real life. The
That'd be nasty.
two-seamer really is not effective in the game. It's got 38 break and is 3 miles per hour slower than the
Yeah,
fastball.
pretty
I don't
much.
even know why you use it.
Pretty much a two-pitch pitcher.
He is.
Yeah.
He is. Still a great guy, though.
True. I will agree with you on that.
And our final question comes from a friend of everybody's here, Legendary Tyler.
Legendary Tyler.
Oh
Who
God.
do you think is the best second base shortstop duo in MLB? I had to clarify him on this one to find out if he meant defense or offense and defense, and he meant both. So he meant all around second base shortstop duo. And this is a good question, kind of good one to end on. And I think
Just think about that.
it's a tough one, actually.
Yeah.
And
So I can't pick my Cardinals because Tyler's a little shit. Said I can't do it.
yeah,
But I think I'm gonna go with Altuve and Correa. Altuve and
Oh,
Correa.
man.
That's a good one.
Altuve and Correa over Xander. And
Yeah. What you think about that, Tyler?
We're talking about real life, right?
I'm talking about real life.
Yeah.
And you can't pick Wong or Peralta.
Even though they're clearly the best.
Well, that means that I can't pick D. Gordon and Hechavarria with the Marlins, even though I think they may be the best defensive pair out there.
Do you really think that, Sauce, or are you being a...
No, I think they're one of the best.
What about Pedroia and Xander Bogaerts?
Very
Oh.
good.
I threw that one.
Just-
in there.
Or even Correa and Altuve. Correa is amazing.
Just put
defensive.
Dozier in the middle, and he'll cover all positions.
Dozier can't even.
Who wants to put Dozier at Rover?
Dozier's a terrible fielder.
Dude, Dozier's amazing in the field. What are you talking about?
What about defense?
He's like a god, man.
I mean, they'd have to put him in the middle because Twins don't have a shortstop.
Yeah, they got Eduardo Nunez. What are you talking about?
Exactly.
Washed up Yankee players. We'll take them. We'll take anybody.
Yeah.
Help. Please help. We need help. Anybody.
What about just defense? Cano, Miller?
I'd rather have Pedroia at this point than Cano.
Yeah, me too.
And
Defense
Tulowitzki
could actually-
actually no, not Tulowitzki. Andrelton Simmons. I'd probably rather have than Tulowitzki.
Yeah, but
I
it's the
don't-
common here.
I don't think I've seen the Giants play enough. I don't know how good Panic is on defense, but I mean Crawford's one of the better ones, right?
Yeah.
You could definitely say Didi and Steven Drew too.
No.
For
If
the
you're a
last
Yankees
2
fan.
weeks. Yeah, for the last 2
I
weeks
don't know.
maybe.
It's really hard to tell unless you actually watch these players a lot.
Well, a bunch of homers. We all picked our own teams.
Yeah. Wong and Peralta, guys, come on.
They're very good. They are very good.
It's probably Altuve and Correa though. Correa's nasty.
Yeah. I like Correa.
And speaking of him, who would you, out of the rookies this year, want to build your team around? If you had to pick one player out of all the rookies.
Buxton.
Probably Correa. Because he's a lot younger than Chris Bryant.
Is
And
he?
he's shortstop. I think he is.
are we just not saying Trout because it's too obvious, or what?
Rookies.
I think he said
Oh,
rookie.
rookies. Oh, rookies. Oh.
What about Syndergaard?
Syndergaard's nasty.
I'd go with
I'd probably pick a position player. I mean, pitching's everything when it comes to MLB, but I don't know. There's a difference maker in your lineup every day. Probably weighs out a little bit more. So I mean, shortstop having Carlos Correa there, like you think about the shortstops in the league. Carlos Correa, as a rookie, probably should have been starting the All-Star game at short. I mean, he's still proving it right now, but I don't know. It's kind of hard to go away from him, but if I had to pick, I'd probably choose Chris Bryant just because he could probably move around. He's very versatile. He could play the outfield. He can play third. I don't know if he could play short, but I think he's learning right now. And
I think the Cubs have enough shortstops. I don't think they need any more.
They were trying to trade away Castro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, yeah. I mean, I would have said Chris Bryant, but I think I'll go with Correa just because he's shortstop and he's younger.
I'm going to go with Chris Bryant just because he's 23, where Correa is 20. But then at the same time, if Correa is 3 years younger, you're talking about someone who may have A-Rod's potential. That's pretty scary to turn down, where Bryant, I think, is going to be excellent. But if his ceiling is Adrian Beltre or someone like that, that's still an all-star, but is he a generational player? I think Correa really could be amazing.
Nobody picked Buxton, the #1 prospect.
Yeah, he's been very disappointing. I mean, a Twins fan doesn't pick Buxton. Something's wrong.
I was going to say that,
He
actually.
doesn't have to do much with those.
Miguel
rounds, you know.
Sano, man. Miguel
What about
Sano for MVP.
Francisco Lindor of Cleveland?
Yeah, Lindor, too.
I haven't seen him play much, so I don't know much about him.
But remember,
guys-
back to Buxton, he's 21. I mean, Chris Bryant's 23, so imagine what Buxton is in 2 more years.
Yeah, and Sano too. Have you guys paid attention to him
Yep.
at all?
Yep.
He's
Yeah,
been- he's been hitting
with
very well.
Franco with the Phillies, the two of them, I mean, third base is loaded this year with rookies.
Nobody picked Jock Peterson either. That's interesting, right?
Well, the strikeout rate is kind of alarming right now.
He's not really like a.
Yeah.
Although he's not bad in center, he's not really like a defensive center fielder built around. I mean, he's obviously up there too.
Well, it'll just be interesting to see what's going to happen to guys who are having rookies that are having success this year. Can they adjust next year when the pitchers figure them out? I think that's what's already happened mid-year.
Yeah, Jock's numbers are already going down.
Yeah, they figured him out.
I don't know if you know who Danny Santana is, because he's a nobody anymore.
Shortstop.
Last year he hit 320 in about 119 games, and now he's in AAA, and he was hitting like 200 his sophomore season. So
I had him in
pitchers
fantasy
figure out-
last year.
Yeah, he was good last year. Like he was the best player on the Twins last year, and now he can't even make the team. And I mean, it's just you get with all the updated technology today, you can get amazing scouting reports on every player and know where to pitch them. And the best players will adjust to that. But I mean, their rookies are going to struggle in their sophomore. It's just going to happen for the most part, unless you're amazing like Mike Trout or.
And see, that's where I think a guy like Chris Bryant's going to have an easier adjustment year or two. He's older. Where Correa, I really could see taking a step back at the plate, even though he'll still advance in defense and speed.
Yeah. What about the Cubs catcher?
Schwarber.
Yeah.
Sauce last week. Put him
I don't think he's going to be catcher for very long. His defense is very lacking.
Totally agree. Can he play catcher? Can he be a defender? I don't know.
I think he'll be a outfielder at some point. I mean, they got Rizzo at first. Otherwise, he'd go there. But I think outfield's pretty much his only option right now.
He kind of reminded me, Carl, dude, of Pinto, who I thought had a lot of promise for the Twins, but not a great defender, so they stuck him at DH. Like Schwarber would be a DH, I feel like, in the American League for sure.
I mean, that
definitely.
really sucks. Pinto he's had a concussion problem since like April, and it kind of reminds me of what Justin Morneau is going through right now, where he hasn't played in a while, and it's just reoccurring. Like, especially at catcher, if you have concussion issues, he's not gonna be a catcher anymore. And he had so much promise, but he just can't. The pitchers said he just was so bad at, like, the pitchers hated him because he couldn't frame pitches, he couldn't do anything.
Yeah.
And he's one of the best hitters on the Twins system, but.
Yep.
I mean, it's just kind of tough, like bigger, stocky guys like that. Where do you put them? It's kind of, I mean, it's nice that the AL as a DH, but
Like Gaddis, you trade him to an AL team and
put him in left field.
they got Chris Carter too.
What about when Russell moves over to shortstop? I mean, if they get rid of Castro, do you guys think he might emerge there at shortstop? Or no? He's still
I
pretty
haven't
young.
watched too much of Russell, to be honest.
Russell has a lot of promise, man. I've watched a little bit of him, and he has smart at bats. He's had some bad luck this year, and he needs to work on a few things with his swing. But Russell has a lot of promise. Somebody was saying that in the chat too. Is that Scissors or Scissors? Yeah.
Scissors said, "You guys obviously don't watch Cubs games. He has proven he can play catcher. He's still learning at a big league level."
No, he's absolutely right. And his athleticism gives Russell a lot of potential. I don't know how old he is. I think he's like 20, I want to say. He's young, and
fucking Oakland gave him away.
he's an incredible athlete. So don't count Russell out. I will say that. I've watched a little bit of enough to see that he has some promise. I don't know about someone do that. All right, so we're gonna wrap this one up. Thanks everybody for joining us in the chat, and stay tuned on Google Plus or follow us on Twitter to find out when the next one is gonna be. And I'm gonna leave it up to you guys to make any closing remarks about any of the topics we've discussed today. Hopefully Alex Elway can join us again. I'm gonna put up Carl Dude's info before I cut out. And then I'm going to leave it to Sauce and the rest of the guys to take over here. So thanks everybody for joining us, and we will see you next time.
My closing remark, just the big update, it could actually be happening in the next week. I don't know if it's Monday or even sooner than that, so we'll see. I think that's exciting, something to look forward to if you're still hanging around MLB 15, the show.
Can't wait for that.
Let's hope it actually happens.
Do you think that was strategically done, Sauce, to coincide with Madden timing?
No. I don't think it was strategic at all.
Here's Carl Dude's info. At the Carl Dude on Twitter. Where'd you get that Johan card there, Carl?
I had somebody make it for me on Twitter. I forgot who it was.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Is he throwing the circle change in that picture? I can't tell.
Of course,
Nelson Cruz just hit another home run.
All right, well, my closing remarks, I really appreciate you guys having me on. It was a good time. And I'd just like to say the MLB community is probably one of the best sports gaming communities I've seen. And everybody supports everybody like you guys are doing right now. You're shouting out all these new Twitch streamers. You give advice. Like, everyone's so helpful. And compare it to, like, Madden and all the others, like, this is easily the best. And I'm just glad to be a part of it, and I appreciate you guys having me on. But if you know me, I'm not the greatest. I'm not the greatest at this game, so people don't really watch me for the game. I don't know why. They watch it for the entertainment. So I'm gonna leave it.
Because you're cute.
I'm going to leave it as this. I have one last. Would you rather? Would you rather eat a spoonful of Crisco or a beer bong of Four Loko?
Oh. Dude.
I've actually beer bonged a Four Loko, so I'm going to go with the Crisco.
You don't want
I was going to say I'd probably beer bong the Four Loko and then just try to throw it back up. Because I think it would probably happen automatically anyway.
Yeah, you won't have to try.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Either way,
fucking with you for days.
Go with
Four
Crisco.
Loko is so gross.
I took a spoonful of Crisco. I do not know why. There's a story called Crisco Tits. There's a story about that I told on the stream. It's not appropriate here, but I took a spoonful of Crisco, and you're gonna puke after taking a spoonful of Crisco. So either way, something's coming out of your stomach.
Tell them what Crisky is.
Crisky? Oh, it's a great idea my stream has come up with. They want me to mix Crisco and whiskey together and make a new alcoholic beverage, but I'm not sure if I can handle that.
So the point is, do not try this at home.
Just do it on stream. That's the best thing.
Can I do my closing remark?
Ryan, you have the floor, my brother.
Thank you. Yeah, my closing remark is we're doing this mostly for you guys, so make sure you get in our streams and tweet at us, and you can even write messages at the bottom of the Walking Off page on the YouTube comments, and that's the main reason we do it. So the more you give us, the more we can answer and the more we can help you.
That's a really good one.
That was cute.
That's a really good point. I think we never really talked about why we're doing this, and Derek and I were just chatting one day about the next thing we could do after the All-Star game. And originally we were just going to do an audio podcast, just straight up iTunes, audio, that's it. And eventually it grew into something bigger than that. So we're still learning the ropes and everything, but Ryan's exactly right. We're not trying to be pros here. We're trying to provide something for the community that doesn't already exist. And we support also every other effort that we see that is helping that cause. So if you guys have your own thing that you're doing to try and help the community, I mean, I just found an MLB The Show community on Google Plus that I didn't even know existed, with a bunch of people that are serious about the game that we probably have never met. So if you guys have ideas on how you can help the community, like, we will support that. Just let us know. We're not trying to be professional broadcasters here. We're just trying to fill a niche. Anyone else?
Yeah, guys, make sure you use the hashtag walking off. Like, if you have questions and you're directing them at me, just use the hashtag walking off. It'll give us some topics, and this is about. I mean, this is for you guys. So, I mean, give us topics, help us out in that part. Something else, like I said, online rated, guys, give it a try. If you get sick of DD, I think you guys would really enjoy it. If you haven't tried it yet, it's something else you can do if you get bored of Diamond Dynasty. So that's all I got.
Nice. Well, thanks everybody for joining us in the chat and on YouTube. And if you're watching this on the delayed broadcast, please make sure and give us a follow on YouTube and follow all of these guys in their Twitch streams and on Twitter and in their YouTube channels. You can find all of those links on our Google Plus page or on our YouTube main channel page. So thanks again, everybody, and we will see you next time on
Good night.
All right, peace out.
Walking off.
Peace.
There's the hashtags.
Walking off.
Bye. Peace.
Just keep smiling, everyone. Keep smiling. Hit the stop button.
It left. I don't know what happened.
Kill it.
Well, this is awkward.
I'm getting out of here then.
Love you guys. Bye.
All right, are we still live? All right, I'm taking over this podcast right now. Am I still here? Here we go, boys. We forgot the last 4 ramen noodles. Does anybody still want these? Are you still here? Anybody still want these? I don't know. I don't see in the chat. Here we go. We're ripping it open. First ramen noodle. This looks good. This looks like a good pack. It's extra thick, guys. Type a 1 in the chat if you want. I don't know. What am I doing, guys? Screw it. I bought this ramen. I paid my hard-earned cash. We're giving it away. All right. Type a 1 in the chat if you would like a package of ramen noodles. 1 is already out for Pitching Rebel. You're going to have to DM me your address, guys. Give them to Kathy. Kathy does not need it.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, who's back?
Fucking shit, man.
What's up?
I don't know. I got kicked out. Did somebody stop this shit?
No, I'm taking over. I'm doing the ramen noodle giveaway right now.
Are we still on?
All right, wise guy.
I thought you already
won the
did
type of 1. Congratulations, you just won yourself a pack of shrimp flavored ramen noodles. The worst flavor ever.
Are we still live right now?
Yeah, we're so live.
I don't even know how to end this thing.
Next one goes to NHL Keith. Just keep in mind, guys, you got to DM me on Twitter.
No, I got kicked out. Did somebody stop this shit?
So I'm taking over. I'm doing the ramen noodle giveaway right now.
Are we still on?
It's echoing pretty
All
hard.
right, wise guy.
I thought you already did it.
1. Congratulations.
What's the deal with the ramen noodles? Oh, baseball, you 15. Congratulations. There's 1 pack of ramen noodles. Who wants it? Tyler, do you want the noodles?
Tyler won some?
Get back in here. You want everyone to get back in the call?
Well, I can't stop the broadcast for some reason. I need sauce. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Like we're gonna go on forever until we can end this. It's just me and you, Carl. What the fuck?
Oh,
are we gonna do?
Cardinal Bird's back.
Hey guys.
This is awesome, guys. Alex said this is like a terrible nightmare. I'm gonna message you guys, Cardinal Derek. I'm gonna message you.
So wait, is this an encore? What is this? Are we back on stage?
Post game. Post game.
Okay. Shit. How do we end this thing? I can't. The stop broadcast button is gone now.
Oh.
Thoughts? Like, I don't have the stop broadcast button because I got kicked.
Oh. So did
Maybe it's mine.
Matt have it?
I think Matt has it. Yeah.
Well, tell Matt to get back on.
I was trying to do so.
Well, wait. You logged in as CJ here. Do you need to log in as walking off?
You might be right. Let me try that. I'm gonna leave.
Yeah.
Rejoin. Don't leave, you guys.
It was. All right, guys.
So this is the encore episode.
Do you have any questions for us, guys?
Go buy more noodles.